This is the One Piece Podcast, episode 884 for the week of Monday, September 15th, 2025. My name is Zach.
And my name is Ed.
My name is Steve.
And my name is Alex.
And on today's episode, we have a very special guest translator for One Piece and Weekly Shonen Jump. Stephen Paul is with us. How's it going, Stephen?
Going pretty good, actually.
Also forgot to mention, also Manga Plus, if you didn't.
Oh, yeah.
It's both those sites.
Of course.
Yeah. Great, Stephen. We also have joining us after a little while, I think it's been. We have former ADR Director for One Piece, voice actor, and just prolific, fantastic Anthony Bowling. How's it going, Anthony?
Thank you so much. Last time I was here, I know exactly when it was. We were discussing the return of Robin's bangs. That is how long it has been.
Yeah, it was still Elbath then.
Still,
it was. I was gonna say it wasn't that long ago.
Technically, we're still in Elbath.
Yeah, technically, we're in a flashback within a flashback within an inception.
What's really funny is that, like, yesterday I was hanging out with some people and somebody asked me what I'm thinking of the God Valley arc so far.
Where's the lie, folks?
They're not wrong.
They're not wrong, children.
Exactly. Anthony, so great to have you back on the show.
Thank you for having me.
I know you're going to take off after the manga, probably, depending on how long we talk, which is, I think we all know.
Who knows?
So I'll say at the top, do you want to let people know what you're working on that isn't under some sort of NDA or...
That isn't. No, I want to reveal all the NDAs. And
okay,
be
great.
Shunned
Let's get started.
No, right now I am actually working. I just moved to LA like a month and a half ago with my wife. So
congrats.
A lot of new opportunities and stuff here. So I did actually land here, and I am starting work on a project that will be premiering in like 3 weeks on Hulu and Disney Plus. So that can be announced,
cool.
but that hasn't been revealed. But we have the platform right now, so that'll be cool to look out for. And then I just finished working on. They announced the My Hero All's Justice game. That's something that I've been working on, which has been kind of cool. Still getting my anime roots right there. So that's what I've been doing. And then we got Spy Family coming back in October. Get to see everyone's favorite Uncle Frankie. That is not a robot, a different type of Frankie for a different type of person. So
I don't understand people who like that series and their favorite character isn't the dog.
I mean, there's lots of characters that like.
Yeah, but your favorite character in every series.
Like the humans.
Yeah, dogs always, I think, go up there. So, but that's what I've been working on and doing right now, and enjoying how One Piece has just been exploding narratively.
How has it been not being as like day to day?
The narrative is metastasizing.
That's true.
That's not false.
Yeah.
I love watching it as a fan. I mean, reading it in my head, of course, it's always like I'm casting and listening to it, and then just kind of
yes.
like now
Steve does that too.
It's all of us now. I'm back in the fold with everyone, except I can kind of text Emily and be like, "Hey, so who you got? Who you thinking about? Who you thinking?" And when she got James St. John,
oh yeah,
for that, it's like Ansem is rocks. This is great. I freaking love that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's cool things to like start mixing my fandoms together, because I think that's what the dub is about. Like hearing these people from all over, you get your nice manga experience, and then it's like, okay, what's going to be fun? Where's my amusement park?
And like I'm behind on the anime, and my plan is to, now that the dub is caught up, which is still surreal, and it will one day hit me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure you guys as well, although you were in the trenches. I am very much looking forward to watching the Kuma flashback in particular, just through and losing, just crying for days, I assume. I've been afraid. That's like one of those kind of things that I'm like, do I have the emotional capacity? Yeah, I know.
Well, though catching up on the latest batch has done me wonders for these current chapters.
Yeah,
it's a good kind of refresher. So,
well, yeah, we see more of the God Valley incident than we had previously seen this week.
Actually, that's a good segue, because if you want to, have a good refresher on what originally happened in God Valley Part 1, That's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
It's the dub episodes are out as well, right? I know or some of them.
Yeah,
for God Valley.
Yeah, they're Zach. They're not fully caught up, but right now, like the latest dub episodes go up like about midway through like the Kuma flashback, so only like a handful of episodes behind.
It's incredible.
What's
Yeah,
airing weekly. Yes,
insane.
I love the flip that kind of happens where the God Valley incident is kind of this thing, and now it's like Shakky races, where they're all just in their cool, like,
I'll write that down.
I
write that down.
love it.
Shacky races, dude.
Yes, like which one?
That's the episode image.
Who
Boom.
would be?
Oh man, get them all in there.
Like she's Penelope Pitstop.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
What and Rocks is Peter Perfect in the Turbo Terrific.
Steve might as well just get started now. We're like,
which one is voiced by Paul?
All
Lynde?
of them.
That's what I want to know.
all of them. That was my.
That would be the Hooded Claw, but he's not in Wacky Races. He's
So
in Penelope
Garling is
Pitstop's,
Dick Dastardly, and Summers is Muttley.
Oh my god, dude!
Are we done fan casting?
Sorry,
Never.
Wacky
Never.
Races. Hold on, can this be a Wacky Races cast now?
Unfortunately, Capone is not in this arc, so you can't have
the Anthill Mob.
The Anthill Mob,
Right.
Yeah. Those were my boys. I always rooted for them.
You can,
What's great is that it'll work great with Gen Z. They'll
love it.
Oh,
They'll
yeah,
really
they-
connect.
stuff.
Oh yeah.
You get Caesar
Yeah.
Clown or someone to be Pat Pending.
That's right, Professor Pat Pending.
It's one of my
Okay.
favorites. Anyway, sorry.
My
are we doing
Wacky
again?
Races knowledge is not this deep.
Yeah.
Oh,
I feel like a fake Wacky Races. I'm not even. I would never call
Dude,
myself a
somebody
Wacky
wasn't
Races.
watching enough Cartoon
I
Network.
have
did.
the Dick
Oh, there it
Dastardly car right here. Just
Oh my
it's
Yeah,
god!
not
showing us
painted.
Oh, that's sick.
Very shiny.
So my favorite thing about like the blur background and zoom is that like for a second there it looks like it's like pixelated.
Censoring,
Like Dick
yeah.
Dastardly drives like a dick car.
Here,
What is this?
Alex.
guys,
Yeah.
I have this dildo car. Oh wait,
No, that's
It
the
kinda
that's
looks like-
that's Ace and Gary's car.
That's right.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay.
What's everybody staring at? Nothing.
We are going through chapter 1160. No way to segue. 1160, the God Valley incident, not to be confused with the Mountain God incident, which is from a different flashback.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I thought of with the Wano thing on the front, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
I also want to mention here at the top that One Piece has been making news in some very interesting, like literally revolutionary ways.
Well, we mentioned it a few weeks ago with regards to Indonesia.
Indonesia. Yeah.
And it's been happening in Nepal as well. And at first, like the images are incredible enough that I was like, this has to be AI or something. Like these can't be real. And no, they're real. And they were on like Getty Images has like all of these. But at the same time, we're not going to have a full discussion for it now because we are planning on doing a deeper dive into that with hopefully Dr. Gomez and Kirsten Carey and some really some really astute and researched discussion, which I am looking forward to because I would never call myself, believe it or not, an expert in Indonesian or Nepalese politics, or generally international affairs. So for that reason, I want to make sure when we talk about it, we don't just, discuss it as if we don't know what we're talking about, which is what we would do if we talked about it in depth here. However, it is at the very minimum surreal to see the Straw Hat flag.
No.
Like
If there is an interesting connection between Indonesia and Japan, it's that one of the previous Indonesian dictators, Sukarno, had his second wife was Japanese, and she, after he left office, she went back to Japan and has become a minor TV celebrity.
I would say major TV celebrity. She's definitely
Yes.
I've seen her on TV before. Yeah.
Japan
It's very strange.
wasn't what's his name from Peru, right? Also,
Alberto
Chile.
Fujimori.
Fujimori. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
did Chile have
there
one
are
too? No,
there are people of Japanese descent in Peru as well.
Yeah.
No, I know. I
Yeah.
mean, I've been to Peru. I know. There's
Peru and Brazil.
and his daughter, I know, was at least a prominent Anyway, I don't. Again, international affairs not my strong suit. We're here on the One Piece podcast to talk about this week's chapter, but I want to let people know that we will be doing probably an episode of the show, maybe a Fight Together episode about that, and maybe an article about that. So look out. We're gonna We're gonna flood the zone
It's rad.
and give you as much real information about it as we're able to here on our little show here.
What a time
So,
what a time to live in. Sorry, not to interrupt, but just the fact
No.
that this podcast, the getting together and discussing something that is so joyous and fun, and now it's like real world, but also for like these symbols and everything that's happening. It kind of just puts a nice little fire in your heart when you think about like, wow, what are we living through right now? It's kind of cool.
I mean, I wasn't
Yeah,
really
in
surprised
that
when
sense.
it happened in Indonesia because Indonesia has always been one of the biggest concentrations of One Piece fans. I think it's because it's an archipelago.
I don't know
Yeah,
if that's
right
the full
on.
reason, but
100%.
I mean, it's probably relatable on that end. I think we all wish we lived on an archipelago, but at least to be able to say that. No, I agree. I was when I was talking about it with everyone on the show, it's like Star Wars level, like of just seeing I'm like trying to think of like what kind of pop culture media saturates in such a way that it like shows up in these kinds of situations, and Star Wars was the only thing popping into my head like right away. Maybe Marvel's there, I don't know.
Maybe a little Star Trek because of the kind of adjacent
Yes.
as a philosophy, people
Yeah,
hold on to that. So it is definitely evolved now into something different, which is incredible to watch. Just like the power of that
Yes.
storytelling that we are all a part of too. That's just kind of weaving together, which I think that's what feels kind of awesome in that sense of like we're in for a big ride, and who knows what it could be.
on that note, let's move on into the manga recap, and keep your ear to the ground for more on that. This is the manga recap for chapter 1160, The God Valley Incident. You can read this chapter and all chapters of One Piece as soon as they come out for free, legally, and worldwide. No better deal than on shonenjump.viz.com and mangaplus.shueisha.co.jp. Plus, you get to read it in Steven's finely put translation, if I do say so myself, as if I had anything to do with it. Anyway, Ed,
Yes.
what is going on Oda's comment?
Yes, Oda has what Oda's into this week is he's saying, I'm addicted to these Odoroki peaches from Yamagata. Twisting them open in two and eating the whole thing, including the skin, is the best. This is one of those things like every prefecture and probably every little town in Japan has its food that it's notable for, and you buy it in the gift shop when you go there.
Yes.
And apparently, these Odoroki peaches...
Twistable.
Meanwhile, in
Yeah.
America, we kind of just like every state is like, what food do you deep fry?
But you
Fried
know,
Odoroki.
equally
Yeah.
correct. Well, actually, much less correct.
I'm reminded of the Zach. I mean, you watched Yakitate Japan with me, right?
Of course, yeah, I love that.
And
stuff.
they had to they get randomly assigned a place and have to use regional ingredients in the bread competition.
I mean, having my cursory knowledge of Japan, having been there twice, like it totally is true that there are, like when we went to Hida prefecture, it was the Hida milk that was like the big thing. They were famous for their milk, and it was very good, don't get me wrong. They had like milk ice cream, which sounds weird but was tasty. But it's like that's a thing that exists that's a thing that exists everywhere. Like we get it, but anyway.
Yeah.
Peach discussion.
So, I mean, apparently they're known as hard peaches that don't get soft as they ripen. So they don't sound very juicy to me. They've also noted for being mealy, which doesn't sound great.
Yeah, that's gross sounding.
But maybe they have very good taste. I don't know. Texture sounds off to me.
This is why you're not on the tourism board for what I forgot where it was.
And I actually don't know where Yamagata Prefecture is.
Google tells me. Anyway,
It's up near Sendai.
Okay, there you go. Yeah,
It's in
it's
the
on
north,
the west. It's on the but it's on the west coast. Anyway, Ed, what's going?
somewhere between Sendai and Niigata.
I'm putting the end to this peach discussion, much like Shanks did. That's what happened,
Yeah.
right? What's going on in the cover?
It's Ogre Child Yamato's Golden Harvest Surrogate Pilgrimage, Volume 42, the Shrine to Oden and his companions overlooking the flower capital. And it actually seems a little small, but
Well,
This
Yamato,
is
remember, is
really-
like 30 feet tall. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Could be a bigger monument.
I think this is a very lovely picture.
yeah, I do too. The assistants did a great job on it.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah,
gorgeous.
the cherry blossom petals fluttering in the breeze,
Mhm.
or whatever they are.
I am every time, I don't know, like every chapter now I see every like Yamato cover just from like the image. I'm thinking, is this the finale? But
Nope.
Why?
Not yet.
no.
That we haven't have we not gotten enough out of it? It's been 42.
I feel like no.
I mean, I agree
sorry,
with you. I'm being somewhat facetious, but
Sorry, I was not on last week, and I would have been right there in town square getting tomatoes thrown at me with the rest of y'all. I had similar opinions.
oh,
So,
did we
yeah.
get tomatoes thrown at us? Yes.
Yeah, but the Moria thing, I was like,
Well, that was 2
Man.
weeks ago. You also were
I'm
missing
like-
then, right?
was the Moria thing last week?
That was 2 weeks.
2
No,
weeks
my
ago.
my rant was
No.
last week.
Steven's rant was last
sorry.
week.
That's
Yeah,
what
it's been a while since we've had all four hosts on at once.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Yeah, it's a
Good to meet
cosmic
you.
It's like
aligning.
It's
Yeah.
like getting all the warlords together.
Shit, it is. You're a
Yeah,
cool
I
man.
was kind of just like, I don't know. I thought Steven's rant was very entertaining and had some merit to it. I'll just leave it at that. But I don't know. I saw that. I was like, is this the end? Is this the end? But nope.
It
So
never
good.
is.
But
Well,
this was nice.
Now
I am gonna laugh. I am gonna laugh if it's like next week is the last one, or not next week, 2 weeks I should say. Next chapter is the last one, and it's like Yamato is just sitting there like happily like, wow, this is what a great thing. Am I forgetting something? Like, did I forget to do something? And like just never leaves. Wano is just like hanging out at home. And not
No, they're
joining
just
the
going to
crew.
show Yamato by Luffy's ship, and then everyone will know, the next member of the crew. Yamato will just be there, and they're just going to shatter everything.
Yeah.
of
He
course.
did deliver the sword, right? That was like his whole.
Yes, he did.
That was like, yeah.
Yeah, if the
Yeah.
flashback goes on long enough, Yamato might be there by the time we get back.
It's kind of like the previous one with Germa, where that was almost
Right.
running neck and neck with what was happening.
Yeah.
But
in the
Bit of
current
that.
story.
what would be okay? My ideal way for it to go is it keeps going, and Yamato is like getting closer to the Straw Hats, and then the chapter he shows up, it literally collides like simultaneously. Like the other one, it collided, but it was like a flashback in the cover story or something. Like the time
Mhm.
didn't quite. But like if he literally walks off of the cover story into the main story, I think would be very funny.
Just
Yeah.
Deadpool's it, and it's
Yep.
like, I'm here now.
Yep. But
I think
It's
that
not
if,
gonna
if,
happen.
if Yamato shows up in the main story again, it's going to be like the
Endgame.
arc after Albaf.
Yes. I agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we're going to get to see a fleet shot, and there will be probably like a Momo Yamato Kinemon, like you'll see their ship next to like something else. Bon Clay will be out with a prison ship. Who knows?
Mhm.
There's a lot of opportunities there. Do we know that there was a shrine to Odin that was constructed?
No.
And the vassals, I don't
This
think
is
so.
New. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, yes, it's pretty, and the assistants he really put to work this week. And usually it's just
Yeah.
one person
He
doing
drew.
something wacky.
Yeah. He drew some very nice petals in clouds.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't even know.
And Yamato-
I
and
assume you
Yamato.
drew Yamato, yeah, because the
Yeah.
stick figure legs are excellent. No offense to Oda, would love him. It's just that the cover story is not usually the focus, which is fine. Nor should it be usually. Anyway, Ed,
Yes.
I know you had a lot of jokes for this very, very funny page that we're about to go through, so I'm looking forward to it.
All right, so we start with the announcer on the stage with the Davy Clan hostages saying, Feast your eyes upon the Davy clan. And we hear from the crowd, boo, boo, the most hated of people. I don't know if this is still the announcer talking, but they say, you can go back generations and you'll never find a single person who loved your kind. That's the audience again, I think. You're just more buccaneers, aren't you? Shun them. Isolate them. Their lives pose a danger to us all. A danger to us all. A danger to us all.
Was that the
Sorry
one?
if I repeated it helps you to remember. Yes, that was the obvious joke I was going to make. And then you can see shit flying on stage, garbage and knives. Not so fast, folks. Don't throw anything yet. Yes, the announcer continues.
Yet being the pivotal.
And here come the knives.
It's a sad day for.
You can call them Davy Whackers.
This is indeed a sad day for hunting humans.
It's a black
This is
day.
Black
for
day for
Gun
hunting.
Valley.
The black day for
and
rabbit
for
hunting.
baseball. Yeah.
I just realized those chests are huge.
They
Yeah.
are
Easy,
yeah.
Tiger. Easy.
Yeah. And did you guys already discuss? I think it changed last week,
Yep.
but it went from
Peter,
like
yeah.
yeah.
It went
Yeah,
from
I
6
love
to
that.
9. Yeah.
Yes, that just means more prizes.
Nice.
Yeah, maybe the chests are like the novelty checks. They're just representative. They're not representative. They're just props.
It's Chekhov's chests, really.
I hope one of them is a
Ooh.
getaway
Yeah.
to Universal Studios in Orlando.
Fucking Ed
Florida.
McMahon over here.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Where were we? Chekhov's chests. Yeah, go ahead.
And it's the audience again someone says, if we can wipe them out once and for all, this is a blessed day. And then we go down here at the bottom is a 2-page spread. And he runs say, oof. And the announcer goes, hey, no knives, my friends. If they die, that's a penalty on you.
Yeah, it's
Laughing
so
as
funny.
you do. Yes, and little Teach here has got this horrified, worried look on his face, and notice he has eyelashes like Perona does. Or has he always had
He's
those?
always had eyelashes. I mean, they're definitely prominent here, but right, Steve?
Yes.
I'll trust you on that.
Really showing his innocence here.
Well, the eyelashes.
Yeah, this is
not-
like,
Teaches, yeah.
as much
Yeah.
as you can.
This is like I don't know if you've ever seen that movie Come and See. It's like a World War II like Eastern Front movie. It's one of those like short list of like the most horrifying movies ever made sort of thing, because it's about like war, kids in war being traumatized. This is very much out of
Real
that movie.
Grave of the Fireflies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That.
Yeah.
Oh, I've told that story. Go on. I watched on a plane. Bad idea. Don't do that.
You're more likely to cry at movies on planes anyway.
Really? Well, not.
I think
for
it's something
right
about the altitude.
The
Oh,
opposite.
really?
Yeah, you're right.
Is it actually?
You're right. Graves of the Fireflies was very funny. I shouldn't have been
I
crying.
mean, the first time I watched A League of Their Own was on the plane, and I was just like, I was inconsolable in the last like 10
I
minutes.
was really
Sorry.
bad.
I'm not emotional. It's just the altitude.
It's an observed
definitely-
phenomenon. I don't know if there's any scientific basis behind it, but I've heard it from multiple places.
I've cried watching a movie.
I
How
cried
is-
watching Wall-E on an airplane.
I
You
cry
cried
at
watching
highly
a
elevated
movie?
weddings. Sky weddings, I cry at all the time.
I know it's
Those
not going
are-
to work
those
out,
are
but
the
we're
saddest.
really high up right now.
Sorry. Okay, please.
Okay.
I'm done.
And back up to the top there, and we see Saint Saturn saying, "You did well to find them, Garling." And Garling replies, "It was simply an act of fate."
My stupid hair found them. Like a homing beacon. Sorry. That
And
I can't help it.
back to the announcer says, "Now let's introduce the favorites to win the individual competition." And elsewhere in a home, we hear, "I'll be dead soon. Please take my boys to someone kind-hearted."
What a weird way to... Sorry, the inflection. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. "To raise them into men. Just don't let him have them." And this is and we see the bloodstained hand of Shanks' mother on Dragon's chest. You can tell it's Dragon by the eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And the
By the way-
eyebrows that don't exist. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Super Saiyan.
We
3.
actually, I guess we see Teach's mom, right?
Yeah.
Nika
Or
Robin.
And her cool Yu-Gi-Oh hair.
Oh, one other thing I like here that I didn't mention is the the celestial dragons going feral with their claws and fangs inside their bubble domes.
Yeah,
Segregate them.
There's a few things to mention on this page. Like, it's very weird. I'll say even before we get into it, because the tone I'm sure that we're conveying is never going to be quite right this week. But this chapter is half like what we were talking about, like Grave of the Fireflies, serious, like just awful, inhumane shit. And then the other half,
Hunger Games.
Yeah, well, that in that part, and then the other half is
turning murder into a TV show for The Running Man.
Well, then it's just like, and here comes the big teams that we did that already. And then it's like, here's the Rocks Pirates and the Roger Pirates and the Garp Fleet, and it's just like they're two very different.
It's setting up like
I get it. It's just like I'm prefacing it in our discussion. I feel like they're two very different tones.
It feels like an NFL pregame show or something.
Where if in the NFL, if they were going to show you the teams right before, they were like, and here are all of the wars happening across the world. Right. And now here come your Los Angeles Raiders. Like, nah, that's
it's a bad way to prime you.
They each say their name and their position.
Yeah.
Wang Xi, I stay back on the island.
I did also want to note the little look we get of the Davy clan, presumably on the bottom right.
Oh yeah, the hat.
So we got the hat.
Nice hat.
We got an oars-looking guy in the background or something. At least a guy with a big protruding
with the big underbite.
Underbite, sorry.
Yeah.
Unterbite.
Unterbite. And as we mentioned, the celestial dragons as this like despicable force,
feral mob,
like that panel is very powerful, and just like I don't know how in the Japanese how direct it is either, but it's very good in its this is what it is.
It's interesting too that like so like okay, so they're in the crowd, they're saying like, you're just more buccaneers, aren't you? So I guess that is supposed to be intimating that the Davy clan are part of the Buccaneer, or they are a family from the Buccaneer, culture or ethnicity, or however they're distinguished, which is kind of a bit of an odd, like sort of offhand way to reveal that.
Are you sure that they're not just comparing them to the?
I don't know. That's the thing. Yeah, like you can kind of take it that way. Although I think if that was the case, this is a weirdly in it like I don't know. There could be much clearer ways for him to say that. But the idea that like this is clearly like a sort of genocidal movement, and so the choice of the words like shun them and isolate them and segregate them and stuff, it feels like that's like a step back from what they're actually depicting here. Like they're just like kill, what they're actually doing is killing them. And so I felt like that was maybe like a pointed use of language by Oda to I guess to kind of show like how this sort of attitude or how this sort of arrangement begins, right, is in the shunning and the isolating and cutting off people from the rest of the world. And it's
their lives are a danger to us all.
Yeah. Right.
Well, and you have to also set this up because we know
when you put it like that, you have to kill them.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Well, you put Blackbeard here at the end of the story, and you have to show all this atrocity around him to make Blackbeard seem like a victim here. Like you have to go out of your way to kind of have that sympathy and be like, man, I get where he's coming from, and I don't think I ever would have thought that.
This also lines up with the child teach that we saw in the SBS, where he's sort of sitting alone in a corner.
Yeah.
He looked a little bit older and a little I don't know. That wasn't a cute kid at SBS, yeah.
Right, but if he's been through this at this point already,
I think so. I think that's a slightly because I think that teach kind of lines up more with the teach we saw join up with Whitebeard,
right?
Yes. Flashback,
Can't sleep. Garling's gonna kill me.
He looks This means nothing, but he looks like a little Hody Jones. You know?
Yeah.
Kind of does.
Yeah, he looks crazy. It's pretty wild.
I mean, he's a D.
No, he isn't. Or is he?
Yeah.
Not according to Whitebeard. Or not according... Yeah, Whitebeard?
No, he's a D, but he's not the one
He's
that
not
Roger
the one that
was
Roger was waiting
for.
for. Right, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, all very... I'm sure we'll talk more about it at the end.
Yeah, there's still more of this scene.
Oh, we're on the first spread. Let's go to the next one. And we get Dragon's inner monologue here as Shanks's mom's arm flops to the ground, presumably dies here, I assume. Saying, I don't know who you are, but I want to save your kids. If I don't do something, I'm going to collapse under the weight of it all. And he's breathing as he rushes away, holding his gun and presumably the children, as we'll see a little bit more in detail later. Back to the main event, as a celestial dragon says, and this line for line, I believe, matches up with the God Valley stuff in Kuma's flashback, saying,
Kuma.
we've already introduced the 13 super rare rabbits. They're worth, by the way, also rabbits are great animals. Stop hunting them. I know there's a lot of them. 13 super rare. I know this is the time to stick up for rabbits when we're talking about actual genocide. They're worth 10,000 points each. In addition, there are 150 rare rabbits. The hunt will begin in 1 hour. All you rabbits better start
there's
running.
little Kuma.
And yeah, so we got Kuma because that's what they're. He's one of the rare ones. I think they talk in the.
He's one of the super rare ones.
In the Kuma one, they talk about. Yeah, I thought they specifically mentioned the Buccaneer thing too.
Yeah.
The hunt will begin in 1 hour. So, this panel is
Back to the pregame show.
This panel is almost verbatim and horrifying. Just assume I'm saying that for each panel going forward. And you see the citizens of God Valley who are in the West Blue. That's why we have cowboy hats. Also, I'm putting 2 and 2 together. Saying that we have only 3 weeks and we're free, so just run for it. It's our only hope. There has to be a place to hide. So they are,
Oh yeah, but they're at the bottom of that first page. They're like, "Is he serious? Are they really going to start killing us?"
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for catching that. Yeah. And you even get there are children infirmed. There's an old man in a wheelchair. There's every type of person you see on that page and the following one. And then you get the grotesquest of the grotesque. The celestial dragon on the right there reminds me of some cartoon character, but I can't put my finger on it. I feel like that's a Steve or Alex question, but
Which
the one on the right in that
page?
middle panel, yeah, on the second page, the one with the ostrich,
His top knot thing.
No, the face, that bizarre
Kinda
looking Klasky
with the
Cusco
unibrow.
looking face.
The big grin and the sharp teeth.
Kind of looks like Eduardo from Foster's Home.
Well, no, the one on the right. You mean
The one on the right.
under the with the unibrow?
Yeah, the one in the cover by the panel a little bit.
Nobody needs a unibrow.
Okay.
I don't know. I will say that the guy up there at the top of the page with the hat with the sideburns kind of looks like Mo Sislak.
Mo Sislak, Celestial Tracking
I
Control.
don't deserve the chef.
No. The guy running away. On the top panel.
Oh, you're right.
Could be Bogart's dad because of the hat.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's how that works.
They're champing at the bit for Bogart.
Well, don't worry. You might get it this chapter.
That's true.
Yeah, so you have these 3 just vile-looking celestial dragons as they are laughing, doing their best Elmer Fudd impression, and trying to find the people hiding here. Meanwhile,
Yeah, they are hunting wabbits.
Yeah.
It's Wabbit season.
yeah, and you have a baby not quite cry. Oh no, then starting Hagwa, I guess is the cry. As one ostrich laden celestial dragon runs by and finds the family who beg to spare their life and are thereafter not granted their wish, which is seemingly being recorded. I assume for the celestial dragons watching. But
I assume it's broadcast live in Mary Joa.
Yeah. Oh, yes, you're right. It comes on the next page. Steven, actually, yeah, you could correct me in real time.
Okay. So we see a number of various scenes of horror, playing out clearly all over this island. People begging to have their lives spared and their loved ones spared, and just maniacal laughter as the celestial dragons continue to create more victims. And then you cut to the land of the gods, which is the celestial dragon quarters of Sacred Mary Joa, where you just hear the crowds hooting and hollering basically, and counting up the points as they're in the square. You can see they've got a bunch of screens up, and the MC is saying, the Fickerland family is in the lead, but the Bevette and Manmeyer families are in close pursuit. So this would seem to suggest that there's both an individual points winner, which is what Fickerland Garling was doing, and then there is also the family competition, which was mentioned last chapter, where the families themselves are also doing a cumulative point competition. And then we see Garling himself, slicing some people up. And the celestial dragon women are screaming, they're shrieking over, Lord Garling. And you have some people who were making bets. Who did you bet on? Oh, the shepherds in the family competition, Guko for the individual race. And the guy says, you sure? She's great, but she's still just the knighthood's pet, devoted blade of God. And speaking of which, we do see her.
Oh, that sounds important. I don't know why that would make you less likely to bet on her.
Yeah. So let's. We see Gunko here. She's dressed up in a more like ceremonial look. She's got like the epaulettes and the fancy ceremonial looking
still no
uniform.
Pants.
Yeah, at least she's wearing like a skirt of some kind.
Yes. Don't you hate pants?
And she does have her arrow powers, which she is using against the people fleeing. And the MC says, chalk up another excellence bonus for the Manmeyer family. And we see devoted blade of God, Manmeyer family, Saint Gunko. So we don't really know for sure what this term means because it's not really, explained or defined. Mm-hmm. But based on the context, the devoted part is also like, I don't know if you can kind of pick this up, but it's devoted, but like devoted in like a subservient kind of sense. And that could be, this is just me kind of speculating, that could have something to do with Gunko's relationship with Imu, since we know, or we assume.
Yeah, the Holy Knights are sort of like the personal bodyguard of Imu, it seems.
Well, kind of, but also like we've seen Gunko, or we believe that we've seen, I mean, she had the same eyes in the flower, chamber with Imu.
Possessed.
Right. So there may be something with that. It could also be like, I don't know, it could be like a provisional title or something, like if she's not a full-fledged member of the Holy Knights, or if she's like on loan or something.
Isn't she adopted?
We don't know for sure.
Or it was kind of hinted, or like the wording kind of made it sound like they found her or something like that.
Well, yeah, we know that she has something to do with Brooke's backstory.
Yeah.
And so it's possible that she was from his kingdom originally, maybe. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's definitely plenty of questions. Yeah. But the way that they say this, the knighthood's pet devoted blade of God, suggests that like she's not really an equal with the rest of them, at least at this point in time. So yeah, I don't know.
She's Saint Gunko. What does it take to be canonized in Celestial Dragonhood?
You have to be born into a family.
You just have to have the Celestial Dragon.
I will say though, since we're on the topic, we don't. It's pretty clear that outside of the five elders, the celestial dragons don't know about Emu existing, right? I think that's been.
I don't know that we know that for sure.
The
Because
God Knights might know.
Well, the Holy Knights, I
Yeah.
think too.
The Holy Knights, yeah.
yeah.
The elders
they do
definitely
for
know.
sure.
And the elders do, because they're like vessels. Of
We've
his,
seen
basically.
we've seen the nameless celestial dragons react to like Vegapunk's speech in a way that like suggested that he was referring to Emu maybe, and I think we talked about at the time that we didn't know if they knew or if they just understood implicitly that he was saying something sensitive to their rule or not. So, again, that's also not for sure known, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do know about Emu. Anyways, to continue the scene, we see some, I don't know if these are agents. We can't really see them. We just see this guy's close up on his face who's saying, "I'm so jealous of St. Garling. He's going to bag this beauty to be his wife," as he looks through the bars at wherever they're holding Shakky. But they're saying, "Look, nothing's official yet. No, you don't know." And meanwhile, we do see the much younger Saint Summers, who is still a grown adult, so he clearly is pretty old in the present day. And he is stomping on a tree with a little boy stuck up on the branch.
He's trying to shake him out, I think.
Yes, he's trying to knock him down. He's got his thorns around the base of the tree, and he's like, you could imagine he could easily get this kid. He just wants to, to enjoy this sadistic game that he's playing here. Ooh, you got yourself real high up there. Don't worry, you could jump down. I've got a nice cushion of thorns waiting.
Summers, he just likes fucking with kids.
Yeah, he's he's terrible. He's a piece of shit. And
He drinks their tears.
The kid is crying and he's like, "No, stop!" And he's looking down at the glinting, sharp thorns.
Alex.
That's Alex.
Okay. So, please don't. That's my son.
This guy has the same design on the back of his shirt as the kid does, I think.
I mean, it's a
Target.
Yeah,
right.
They put him in those. Yeah.
They all shop at the same store. So the
Boom.
yeah. God, this is so hard to like.
Sorry,
watch.
I gave you.
No, it's okay.
I tried to give you one crazy page and one serious page.
Yeah, the guy is trying to catch his kid. Don't worry, I'll catch you. And you hear Chunk. So I guess they both died. Cool. We love it. We love to see it, don't we, folks?
I was thinking this whole chapter, like, about other people and ourselves too, like reacting to the chapter and being like,
yeah,
this shit is like, oh, who do you think's the strongest? And like that kind of shit just feels very unimportant.
Yeah, dude.
Compared to the
being
gravitas.
a parent reading
I
this,
know.
like,
This was a brutal
it's
chapter
so
to read.
weird.
This was
I
really
don't
tough.
want to make too light of it either.
Yeah.
I could just
No,
I could
no,
commit
it's-
to the hang in there baby bit, but I don't know. Like this is so cartoonishly evil, but it's
Yes.
still like
But
despicable.
as we've
It's
discussed
despicable.
before, unfortunately, cartoonish evil is also real evil.
At this
Like
point, yeah,
this
what's
is
the
yeah.
difference? I think what's
yeah.
just what was really jarring about these like few pages here is I'm so used to with I mean, characters have died, like
A
like
lot.
inconsequential characters have died off screen, obviously. But kind of just to see it happen more and more, it's clearly like, oh, the like I don't know, we're not gonna have another Charlotte Moscato situation here. Like these characters are dying. And
yeah, we're not going to see their parachutes. Like it's not like
I mean, the next panel we see literally like Dragon's
there's no
reaction
hospital on another planet for these
They're going to the
characters.
dungeons.
So
they're
it's
just going.
I think it's to One Piece's benefit that
Yes.
it really didn't like bask in a lot of death, and now that we're kind of in the final saga, as some people want to call it, seeing more and more consequences and
well, you need to see this because
Yes.
it's gotten to a point where okay, we need to know exactly how evil and ruthless these
Absolutely.
these enemies are. So it gives it gives us more of a like no matter Blackbeard or Luffy, I definitely ain't rooting for I'd rather root for either one of those than anybody on Emu's side.
Yeah,
so
and
sort of,
and I would add that it also gives, when we get back to the present day one day, in the story, it really, there is no hatred I have more than for these folks, than the Celestial Dragons, if you could call them that. Like Gunko, we see here, we get highlighted each of the ones that are important in the current day too, and boy, do I want to see them just go through the worst of what you could possibly go through. Go ahead.
Yeah. So Dragon comes upon just dead bodies strewn all over the place. It's a pretty horrific sight. He's out of breath, and his inner monologue says, "If I defy the Celestial Dragons and try to save someone," I guess he's holding back puke. He says, "My entire platoon will be beheaded."
That was a real panel. That one specifically, was resonating.
Yeah. And then we go back to his marine ship, and the commander says, "Is everyone here then?" And his superior says, "Of course, sir." And they go, "Stupid dragon, where's he gone? He better not be on that island." So Dragon turns the corner, and a celestial dragon is about to come upon a scene that we saw during Kuma's flashback, actually. Pretty much verbatim, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where Ivankov is trying to lift up Kuma and the rest of those rabbits over there. And the Celestial Dragon says, "Ooh, I found him, the 10,000 point buccaneer." And we hear Ivankov say, "Don't waste your time dreaming of salvation from this sick game. We have to escape the game itself." And
you cannot lose if you do not play.
Yes, and he says, "Let's get off God Valley together." And Dragon is sort of touched by this and said, "Oh, they've still got hope." And we see this Muppet ass Celestial Dragon saying, "Moo yo 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 yo, get a taste of my killer 10-shot rifle."
How
And
dare you besmirch the name of the Muppets with
Yeah, we see Kuma in his crosshairs, and we see a gunfire, but it was Dragon's tranquilizer gun. And he says, "Oh damn, I've really done it now." We see that Celestial Dragon just sort of conk out, and he's got one of the snot bubbles to show that he's asleep.
Oh shit!
So,
going through the glass bubble.
Yeah, you want to talk about, you could see their parachutes. And when I read this chapter earlier, I thought Dragon murdered this guy.
Yeah,
which
they
would
did
have
mention
been
the tranquilizer notes in the last chapter.
Yeah. But I was torn. Of course, as a reader, you want to see him just shoot this guy. But
Dragon's trying to go through and get the bandana that gives you infinite ammo. So
no, but I get it.
Needs to get all their dog tags.
Yeah,
but the reasoning here is that if Dragon had, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen next in Dragon's story here, much beyond what we see. But if he kills the Celestial Dragon, that's a much different and much graver issue for him. So I assume there's a story reason, but we'll see.
So I think this is interesting because it turns out Dragon is the reason that his revolutionary officers were, saved to begin with, which is
it's crazy.
I don't know if that's
that's a fun,
everything's connected, but I kind of like that
one I like
aspect of it.
Yeah. I wouldn't look too deep into it, but I kind of enjoy the connective tissue here.
It's more like a poetic or literary and the one who saved you was
I don't think that it needed to be like that, but this is one of the least egregious
for sure
pieces of
it would have been worse if it was Dragon knocking out a Celestial Dragon was what inspired everyone to become revolutionaries. That would have been hack. This is just more I think if something would have happened here, Kuma is also, like I said, watching this flashback, he's a tank. He could, I feel like if he ate a bullet, he probably could have still survived here. But
he would have been like, "Ow,
you shot me, you a-hole."
You could be like you could explain it that like later on, if Dragon finds out, like if he doesn't make contact with them right here, then like if he finds out, if he sees news about Ivankov or Kuma or whoever later on, he's like, oh, those were those kids that I saved, that I remember from God Valley, and then he goes and makes contact or something.
Presumably
that's how he all gets started.
Presumably he doesn't make contact. We don't get
no, because he runs off there. Yeah. We see later.
But we also do know that Ivankov and Kuma have a connection to what Dragon is doing for many reasons later in that flashback. So Oda could write that either way, and maybe maybe we will come back to that scene.
Sometimes it's
flashback.
Irony.
Another
irony can be great.
Yes, yeah, I agree.
Sure.
I agree.
I think because it wasn't like because I found out I was saved from being shot at God Valley, that inspired me to be a revolutionary. It's like, no, like Kuma found out about Dragon the Revolutionaries on his own. So I think it's more of like it's a coincidence that I think like poetically it's nice, but it isn't like if this didn't happen, I don't know.
Yeah, it's not like Star Wars prequel bullshit.
Yes.
I just noticed, by the way, that I guess he's got the babies in his backpack from the page before. There's 2 little things sticking out. So
you're right.
Yeah, I see what you mean now.
I guess Oda needed to fill out this panel or this page a little bit. So the next panel and a half is a celestial dragon on a chocobo shooting more, rabbits and, giggling with glee. But then I guess there's an explosion here. And we hear, to the east of the island, what is it? Says a celestial dragon. And then we see the ocean, and it's the Rocks Pirates. And not just them, there are all kinds of pirate crews pulling up. Yar! Man, it's been since the early Viz days since we've heard a yar.
I throw them in every now and then.
No, this is well-deserved.
I like
this
it.
This is a well-deserved yar.
You
gotta let it fly sometimes.
Yeah. You save it for the super salty pirates.
Which the Rocks Pirates should be. But before the little thing I want to mention, very, very, very corner of the left bottom corner of that page, that almost looks like poneglyph script. But I'm sure it's just some
on the sail.
Yeah.
You
know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see what you mean there.
Detective
it's
Pirates.
I'm sure that will be in an.
Is that what it says?
No, that's what it looks like. It's
Detective Pirates.
The Detective Pirates.
It's Ra's al Ghul's ship.
Okay.
Detective.
Does it matter who is talking to the admiral in the lower right panel? The of course, sir. Is that? Do we think that's anyone that Dragon knows? Is it supposed to be a Kainu? Is it supposed to be anyone, or is it just someone who knows Dragon in his a throwaway?
I think it might have been his superior who was yelling at him.
Yeah, let me jump back to that chapter just to see, because I remember him.
Because there's that.
Oh yeah, they do mention this specifically in that original one too, right?
I think this guy just understands that if Dragon's on that island, it's his ass too.
It's his ass too. So he's
Yeah.
kind of okay. I didn't know if he knew it, because I know they've hinted before at well, Dragon and Akainu had a relationship. I didn't know if he's going to pop up somewhere in another flashback.
I think
we only saw the back of his head.
Sakazuki would have been kill that.
I think it's pretty implied that it's this guy from the previous chapter, the guy with the sideburns.
Okay.
And they also. And they do mention Dragon in the Kuma flashback briefly, right? I'm just remembering that. I think they do say something like that, right? That line, "Stupid Dragon, where did he?" Or am I making that up? But the second thing also is he does mention that what is it? That his entire team will be killed if they find out about this on the next page or wherever. So I'm sure good cover for that. Anyway, Anthony, go ahead.
What? Now we got a beautiful 2-page spread that we've seen before. It's the Rocks Pirates showing up now with a little bit more context. Now that we can see a little bit more of Struisen or Struisen on the side. Struisen, Stussy, you have Whitebeard, Rocks. I think that big fish guy's Barbell is what they named him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then Big Mom
the
Kaido.
big catfish man.
Yeah, Catfish Man. Gloriosa, Silver Axe, Old Drunk Captain John, and Shakky. all in their cool
Yep.
poses, and Streisand says, "All right, folks, Shakky, treasure, devil fruits." And Stussy's looking at him and says, "There's no point to us killing each other over them. I propose a temporary team up." And
I think these are all rocks.
This is all rocks.
Yeah.
Oh, this is all rocks.
He's
Sorry.
just giving his speech. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I want it to be the other ones now. I'm the captain now. And then Rock says, "Bring back the treasure and we'll split it even. No complaints about that. I trust." And now we get to see at the bottom of this a reaction from pretty much every member of the Rock's pirates, starting with Barbell. "But we can't split Shakky." And then Golden Lion Shiki in his Barbados Slim voice. "She's gonna fall in love with whoever saves her first, obviously." Silver Axe, "Yeah, you're not gonna beat me to her." John, "Shakky's gonna fall in love with whoever gets the most treasure." Whitebeard, "You have fun with that. I'm just concerned about my friend. And if she falls in love with me, well, I'm not complaining."
You know, I just think it's funny that for like this one panel, Shiki has like big Iami teeth.
Yeah.
Overbite.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny for
Definitely.
this one panel that Whitebeard is straight. But here it is.
Yeah, he's like, "You know what? I could.
You know what? For Shakky.
For Shakky, for the most
Yeah.
beautiful woman in the world, I think I could."
Yeah, to be fair.
Gonna take one for the team.
Yeah, good for him.
And then, of course, hearing that, Stussy yells back, "What are you talking about, Newgate?" And Gloriosa thinking, "But if I save Shakky, then maybe Roger will be grateful to me." And, perfect plan. And
If you do anything he says, he's bound to fall in love with you.
if I let him be with other people. And then Streisand giving us a little update. Wang Zi stayed behind on the island. "We'll ban him from her bar, and I'm sure we'll never hear from him again. Or he won't ever do anything cool." Big Mom, "You're all fools. The entire world could turn upside down, and Shacky'd never pay attention to you." And then poor Kaido is like, "Hey, are you really going to give me a devil fruit, Lin Lin? Please?"
He's an
Just
overgrown
simping in the-
teenager. Yeah.
Yeah, such
the
a little
corner.
brother here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I want a devil fruit, Linlin. Can I have devil fruit?
I always love it when they do these big, just character. It makes it so, like the fact that we have the Rogers Pirates and Garp and all these others, but like 2-page spread for the Rocks Pirates here, and you get to see all their little personalities. I love it. I live for shit like this.
Like,
I love the consistent relationship with Kaido and Linlin.
Mhm.
She's always been
Yeah.
his senpai, One-san.
yeah. I also just like, so I'm like looking, what is it, chapter 1095 is when we see this originally, or 1096, sorry.
Mhm.
And I love this spread. Like, if I had to compare the two spreads, this one takes it like hand and foot, like over the other one. It's just a gorgeous one. I love how everyone looks in it. It's a really, I think personally well composed of all these ridiculous characters. Like, this makes me like the
Yeah.
Rocks Pirates a little more even. This one.
Yeah.
And
spread.
it's super useful too because Oda is a master of like a little characterization goes a long way. Like he can really paint a picture of who a person is in like a very small bit of dialogue, and it works very well here because the Rocks Pirates we know were infamously like competitive. They were not getting along together. They did not have despite Rox's rather significant personality, he was not a magnetic one in the sense of that he held them all together the way that Whitebeard did or Roger did. And so I think like all these chances that Oda has to show them bickering and to kind of pit them against each other, I think it's useful to to depict like why they would have gone their separate ways after this.
Man, I still am going to subscribe. I think I said it last time I was on the show, but they had kind of hinted, and because Buggy was named a Yonko, I was like, man, they're going to have to do like not a power scaling, but it's going to be something like a Davy back. And then with this hitting, and then with kind of the Rocks Pirates seeming like, is Barbell Sunbell's brother from the Rogers crew? Did they get in a Is that the fight they had? Did they have a Davy back, and maybe instead of losing his Jolly Roger, I don't know if this is inconsistency or what, but since Roger's flag has the mustache, did he take his flag by making Roger shave his mustache off and saying, "We're not taking your flag, but I'm making you shave so you don't look like you're Jolly Roger," and that's why he's so pissed?
I love that.
Wow.
That's the first reasonable explanation as to why
I love that
because
I think I brought that up on the podcast. I was like, how come the Roger Pirates have a mustache on their Jolly Roger?
I
None
think
of them
that's
have
why he's so
mustaches.
pissed that Rox is like, shave off your mustache. I don't want your flag, but like, no one's gonna recognize you, and he's like pissed about it.
It's
It took me
also-
so long to
Fantastic.
grow it. Ugh.
So, first of all,
Also, I forgot about Sunbell, so that's like, yeah,
Yeah.
they're definitely brothers.
Yeah,
Good
I
job.
remember
That's-
seeing
I
the
think he
barbell.
won
I'm like,
it.
why does he
I
look
think
familiar?
he won Barbell from the Davy back.
Nice.
the amount I want extra filler episodes rollerblading through that
Dude.
Davy back, I would totally watch that. You know
Red
what?
light, green light, or the
Yes.
it was what, roller derby.
No, roller derby. Yeah, roller derby,
Yeah.
red light. You know what? I know everyone hates the Davy back fights for some reason because they're wrong, but
Speak for yourself, yeah, or just
everyone who's not here,
Yeah.
he doesn't speak.
Um,
for
Well,
me.
no, the filler episodes are bad.
you know,
Yes.
I don't care. I would take a spin-off series of just Davy back fights through history at this point because that sounds fun.
Careful
That's
what
the
you wish
extra
for.
DVD you get when you get
Yeah.
the complete set. They're like, and you also get Davy
Davy
back
back
fights through history.
Narrated by Ken Burns.
It burns Davy back
Yeah.
fights.
Ken Burns' PBS presents Davy back fights
my-
through history.
Well, now I'm back in.
Yeah, has to happen. Alex.
So we see a Navy ship firing cannons. Fire!
Kablam.
Explosions. Kablam. Pow. Oh, excuse me, honey. And they're all hitting looks like Rox's ship. And he's saying, "Ignore them, charge through!" And we see these Marines, and they're like, "Look out!" And there's this really awesome panel of Rox saying, "You're wasting your time, Davy. Follow my lead, Rox pirates." And I forgot that I was supposed
there's
to.
a marine with like a penis nose.
That's
The
Oda
penis-
likes
the
have-
penis
Oda
nose
likes those noses.
Is a staple of the Oda character design since
Yeah.
Torchemi in Luffy's flashback, at least.
Yeah.
So
I forgot that I was doing a Macho Man voice for him. You're wasting your time, Navy. Follow my lead, Rox pirates. And we see the prow of Rox's ship basically slam into God Valley, and I don't think I've ever seen the figurehead before, but it's literally just a dead body.
that is so amazing. Like, what
Yeah,
a
I
on
love
point.
this.
That's a pirate figurehead.
You don't
Like,
want to see a dead body.
it's like, let's just throw that guy up there and make him our
I don't-
figurehead.
I don't know
I'm
why
too
he
lazy.
looks like the guy. He looks like that guy from Rocky Horror Picture Show to me.
I wonder who it was.
One-eyed Willie.
We'll find out, I'm
Oh
sure,
my god!
in our next flashback. Let's
Yeah,
go back
I
to
didn't
that.
get that for the longest time, but the whole movie, The Goonies, is a dick joke.
Not the whole movie. Just the one bit.
Just the best
In search
parts.
of One-Eyed Willie.
Yeah.
I don't think it's connected at all. It was more like reminiscent. Like when I saw that figurehead on whatever the hell it is, parts of the ship. It reminded me of one of Oda's old author illustrations where it was just like the
Oh,
pirate
yeah.
You're right.
skeleton.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I
I know
know what
exactly.
Brooke
the one.
might be.
Yeah, like I don't necessarily like it's like, oh, it's connected. No, but just that was the immediate vibes I got, and just made me think, oh yeah, One Piece is a really really old series.
I mean, it's also a huge dead body, so it could be like a giant.
That's
Like
true.
he killed a giant and put it on its prow. Like that's
And
kind
or
of
Harold
it could
was
just
like,
be.
I'm gonna look
Yeah.
the other way.
I was just the guy I was thinking of is Riff Raff from Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Mm.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It,
I get it.
it could also just
I can see
be
that.
a guy who's just like as tall as Yamato or something. You know, like everyone's.
No,
big.
he's huge. Like you can see Rox jumping
I know.
off,
I'm
and
just being facetious.
Yeah,
Go
yeah.
ahead, Alex.
and Rox is also pretty big for a person. So we also get to see the scale of Rox's ship compared to Navy ships, which is gigantic. It's a big galleon. Like it's like kind of reminiscent of Don Krieg's ship when we first see it. A little bit.
The one that gets chopped in half by Mihawk.
Yeah.
That
The
one's pretty big.
same. So we see Marines falling off of their ships, and just a total badass move. Just ramming speed and just totally obliterating these ships. And the celestial dragons are running buck wild. Like, oh no, pirates have arrived. What are you doing, Navy? If a single hair on our heads is mussed, you'll all be hanged from the neck. And
or other parts of your body. That's even worse.
Sure. And the Marines are, cowering in their boots because, oh no, my boss's boss's boss is gonna fire me.
And he's also murdering innocent people. I don't know, should I say something?
Yes. And we hear over the loudspeaker, urgent report, attention needed on the western coast. It's the Roger Pirates. And Dragon hears this, and
I see every week I mention this, but Roger's fucking Goldberg ass tribal tattoo on his bicep is hilarious to me.
Dragon. Don't
yes.
mix up your Rogers and Dragons.
Yeah.
There's a joke there. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, but so Dragon, Dragon hears this report. He grabs the children. I thought he had them earlier.
Yeah, what is going on with the sequence of the kids? Like they're in a manger or something, and then he's holding them. And we didn't see him with them before, and
he might have checked on them. Maybe they were in his backpack.
There's a lot of yada yadaing going on here.
Yeah.
Well, I think we don't see the front of Dragon, so maybe he's wearing a Bjorn, like a baby
no,
carrier.
but he has both his hands to his side in one of those panels. So
one hand holding the gun, the other hand sort of hanging there.
Yeah,
well, I'll tell you what, this is definitely going to be corrected in the volume art-wise.
We'll see.
Add the babies in post.
They just need to get. I can recommend lots of great products for him. To carry twins. I'm sure. Yeah.
For example, an Ergo Baby.
Ergo Baby. I was gonna say. When they get older, they should.
I wish they did. I mean,
the Bjorn fruit.
The Bjorn. Oh, actually, maybe that's the one Dragon has. Don't know Dragons.
That's the one he has. Is a Bjorn fruit.
Yeah.
That's why you never see him using his power, because when he's facing away from you, he's got it right in front, but it's empty and he's crying.
Yeah. We said he was a bad dad. Look at him. Rescuing twins. Here he goes.
We were wrong.
We were
wrong. Dead wrong. So he takes the twins. He's saying "Uba Uba," and he's very he's shocked that the babies aren't even crying. He goes, "Are you boys staying quiet? It's a miracle."
Alex, your take.
So very good babies.
Realism on the two twins staying quiet during warfare.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'll tell. Well, my baby is he's very chill when it comes to loud noises. Even
you are very lucky, and you should count yourself lucky.
He also sleeps through the night.
That's whoa.
Yeah,
damn.
It's good.
Damn. With a Y. Damn.
Yeah, damn. And we see a really funny panel of celestial dragons running towards camera, and we hear the Navy say, "Move all the celestial dragons to the center of the island. They mustn't be harmed under any circumstances." And I'm like, yeah, move them to the center of the island. That's like lambs to the slaughter. These Navy soldiers are totally in shambles. What's happening? It's like it's the end of the world. First rocks, now Roger? Yeah, we hear over the loudspeaker that the Roger pirates have landed, and we see another explosion from another side of the island, and they're screaming. And we go to the next page and see...
The Roger Pirates, starring Roger as Roger. Similar to just what we saw during the Kuma flashback, but different panel. The Roger Pirates are all storming in here, and Roger swings his sword in the air and says, "I'm gonna go rescue Shakky. None of the rest of you ever shot up, so focus on the treasure." And then they immediately kick his ass and leave him back there.
I'm like, wow,
"Take
Roger
Shakky
lost.
back."
Hashtag Roger lost.
He's like, okay, sorry. And as a power scaler, I have many questions here.
Let's get into this.
It's like when Nami hits
punches Luffy. Yeah.
It's a fist of love, I think is what they call it.
Like, I'm gonna do this. The rest of you just shut up. And they all beat him up, which is great.
Doesn't that look like Pearl running through, Steve, your favorite?
No, that looks like the sea captain guy who I said looked like what's his name?
Yep, Bluno.
Oh, you did. I remember.
Or
or
From the
Bluto.
bar?
Bluto, that's the thing. He looks like
Oh.
Bluto, not
From
Bruno.
Popeye.
He looks like Bruno Mars.
Kind of looks like Mega Vectreebel.
But yeah, so they sorry, I accidentally closed out the chapter. Give me a sec here.
Wow.
Wow.
So
Amateurish.
so they storm the
Wow.
island, and Garling here can hear them off in the distance, and he says, "Damn it, can't focus on the game." And these Celestial Dragon says, "What is going on here? Just do something!" And then we
Here,
get
I just want to say that there's a fucking skill issue with Garling because he can't slaughter civilians who are unarmed.
Yeah.
What an idiot.
Yeah, there's too much stuff going on here.
Yeah, what an idiot can't murder callously and in multitudes.
Oh, God
I'm playing a
forbid.
game.
There's too many pirates here.
You're distracting me.
It's like golf,
Noob.
except it's murdering people.
Yeah.
But to
So
mirror,
it's just like golf, is what I'm saying.
Where's the guy with the paddle next to the green holding his, like, quiet?
God, you guys watch a lot of golf.
No, that was the extent of my knowledge of golf, is that you have to be quiet. That's all I know.
And I asked you to do the same while I read this.
Or like when the chair umpire at the U.S. Open scolds the New Yorkers for talking during the serve.
Hey,
that
we're
US Open.
talking here. Go ahead.
But we get another spread mirroring the Roger Pirates here. These are the Holy Knights of God. And this is Garling with a bunch of other people. I'll get through his dialogue first here. He says, "Pull the Navy back and protect the Celestial Dragons. The Holy Knights of God are stepping in." And we see some familiar faces here. We see
Summers is
here,
there.
and the rest. But some new characters
Man Mayor
here.
chick.
Who's the person? Who's the lady with the hat? She kind of looks like a member of Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem.
That's the man
So-
mayor.
That's
Yeah,
the
that's
man.
the
Yeah,
man mayor.
lady.
As we saw them.
We've seen her more than any other person in this group.
Yeah.
She's
Mayonnaise.
The person wearing the
Takoyaki
cow
hat.
skull we did see in Kuma's flashback.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one time.
But we got
That's
this
true.
we got this giant like Oni woman with a cigar.
Kind of looks like Lelo. What's his face?
Vito.
Vito. Yeah, with the huge hands and the weird mouth.
Oh, and
Vito.
the two-tone hair reminds me of who was Ivan
Inazuma?
Inazuma, yeah.
Inazuma, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's weird,
Or
it's
the
kinda-
other holy knight, the
Killingham.
seahorse dude. Killingham, yeah.
I
she might
first
be like
almost thought it was
Killingham.
Killingham.
Yeah, I assumed
could
it
be
was.
that family.
Yeah.
And then we got this other like big monstrosity in the background. Just I'm getting Wano vibes again from this assimilation.
And then cool Dark Robin.
yeah,
Well, that's
Yeah,
also-
they get the baddie on the left.
I don't know. Kind of looks like Toki, you guys.
Oh,
Shut
theory
dark
crap.
hair this time.
Let him cook.
Shut up. Yeah, go ahead, please.
And we cut to a wide, and we hear pirates are landing on every shore. Fight back, battleships! Don't let them disembark. But we hear something, which is probably something Cohen from over at Transponders now. We hear it might be too. It's like it might be too late for that.
Pirates are already here.
So the big dude in the back, the monster looking fella, he's got wings.
Yeah, he does.
But he has Magellan-esque wings. Like they are
Oh,
not.
yeah.
I am the wing
Not functional?
expert here. No, none of them are functional. But very few people have functional wings. Ed, I think in the One Piece world.
Dude, he looks like a labyrinth Muppet.
Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely some out there
Ludo.
Henson, yeah.
He kind of looks like Ludo, but
Yeah.
I'm-
Let me talk a little bit about the Holy Knights of God here, because this is kind of it's a bit of a compromise. So
Is the nomenclature consistent?
Yeah. So here's the thing: is in the Japanese, so we did modify this, but in the Japanese, the English subtitle which we have here was Knights of God, and Greg told me about this, and he often is asked to consult with the Shueisha folks on when they have questions about like, oh, we want to spell it this way, or we want to spell it that way, and they did tell him apparently, like in order to like help explain the context, that the wording Knights of God was very specific. Like in other words, it was referring to a single god, and this kind of goes back to the issue that I had with trying to translate this term. So the term for these knights here that we have seen for the last several volumes is the Kami no Kishidan. And so that literally is, Kami is God, as you probably know if you read Skypiea and Viz. No is possessive. Yes, your Dragon Ball. No is the possessive particle, and then Kishidan is knighthood or knights brigade.
They're also a band of punks.
Yeah, didn't they sing one of the themes?
They did this.
Anime? Yeah,
two. They sang two themes.
Yeah, they use different kanji though. But so obviously the question is, well, why didn't I translate this group as the Knights of God originally? And I'll take you back to when we first saw this mentioned. The term we first saw used was during the Reverie, actually, when all the shit was going down. And that was when we first kind of saw, like, oh, they have the place called the Land of the Gods, which is where the celestial dragons live and stuff. And then when things started going south at the Reverie, some random mook is going like, oh, the holy knights are being deployed to quell the chaos happening or whatever. The Kami no Kishidan. And at that time, here's the issue with trying to translate this, and I think you'll see the quandary that I have, is that depending on how you interpret the context, you could translate it into several different versions of Kami no Kishidan in English, which would each be like definitionally distinct from one another, but you have no idea which one it might be accurate to the way that Oda is talking about. Because Kami no Kishidan, so you could parse it as the Knights of God, God being like a singular God, as in maybe like the knights that serve Imu, for example. You could also be, you could also refer to them as
the knights who say Im.
The knights of gods. Like God does not necessarily have to be singular; it could be plural, and we know that the celestial dragons are considered gods, so they could be the knights who serve the gods. You could be consider them the god knights, as in they are gods who are also knights. And at the time, we didn't even know that they were celestial dragons. They could have just been like a special police force that are allowed to serve, the celestial dragons in Mary Joa. And so each of those would be different, which, if I had gone with a more specific definition or translation, we could have easily turned out to be one of the other ones, and then all of a sudden the name doesn't make sense anymore. So I had to compromise. I came up with, I went with Holy Knights because I'm like, okay, well, it's not going to really match any of those definitions perfectly, but at least there's some overlap where, they're all kind of holy or relating to, to devotion towards something divine, in one way or another. So that was kind of the compromise I had. It wasn't perfect, and it wasn't, I wasn't like, oh, this is the best possible translation, but I was sort of like, well, I don't know what these guys' deal is. And so now, of course, when was the Reverie, like volume 92 or something? 91. Yeah. So here we are, like 20 plus volumes later. And then finally, we hear indirectly through an editor, like, oh yeah, it should be Knights of God. It's like, okay, well, thanks a lot. So yeah, our compromise here is we kind of smash the two together. So it's like, okay, Holy Knights of God, maybe we'll continue using this or transition to Knights of God somehow. But it will be shifting a little bit.
To be fair, they would put a hat on a hat. I feel like if anyone,
sure,
we're the very deific Holy Knights of God who serve and are the best. Anthony, next page.
Holy Knights of Godly Service.
There it is.
All right. So next panel shows Newgate Shiki, some of the Rocks pirates doing a big cross attack, and we hear, I think these are the Marines, just all screaming, just kind of around the island. The pirates are all charging onto the island. We don't know what they're after. Sliced by this attack. And then we see a word bubble, someone saying, hold on, as we see a hand, what looks like throwing a cannonball.
I've seen that one before.
I've seen this before. And Garp is training for the big game. And we see a panel of Garp throwing this cannonball. Don't chop up my men like a plate of veggies. And we see a huge explosion as everyone's thrown back from this cannonball, and a shot of Rox and Roger sensing Garp. Their boyfriend is now on the island. They both get to fight over him now. And we see after that a bunch of Marines and Garp's ship. Oh, that ship! It's Vice Admiral Garp! And a spread of him, fist in the air, holding another cannonball.
Oh shit! It's my
Very,
favorite. That's my favorite ship. I love the.
I think the dog. I think this is a weird. Like, I've never seen, and I could be wrong. Like Garp, this kind of.
Yeah, why doesn't Garp wear his
into
headdress
himself?
anymore?
Yeah, why? Who are you?
Here
But
I am.
he comes
Yeah.
in here. Here I am, baby. Yeah, just
Yeah, baby, you've
screaming.
been waiting for this.
Yeah,
Oh,
Wizzy
behave.
Wham Wham Wazzle. And the Marines scream, reinforcements have arrived. It's Vice Admiral Garp. And then we can see Bogart on the side there with his sword. Very cool. Garp's name is revealed to be Garp S. Fleet underneath him.
Wow, they're changing more names.
What? No, it says Garp's Fleet, and then a bunch of Marines with hearts in their eyes say, yes, we're saved. And the chapter ends on a close-up of Garp with that trademark smile, and we see that to be continued, as Garp's gonna probably whip some ass.
The manga is off next week. The cliffhanger this week is less for the reader and more for Roger and Rox, who look genuinely surprised by this unfolding.
Yeah, Roger really looks like Ace there.
I mean, they're related. And Rox really
come on.
looks like Blackbeard. Apparently, parents just
They're
look
related.
just like their kids.
Yeah.
Not
Weird.
always true, but sometimes true. Yeah, the SS Wolf Wolf is what we called the Garp ship back in
Oh,
2010.
hell yeah.
That's a favorite. Anyway, thoughts on the chapter. Anthony, I'll start with you since I know you have to go at some point.
Limited time on Earth.
As we all do.
No,
Yeah.
as we all do. It's just been like hit after hit. We're finally getting a lot of this deep lore that I think I'm always a sucker for those puzzle pieces falling in, and it just like you were saying, it's not heavy-handed here. It's a genuine like, hey, any little action can cause huge ripples. And even going back and being like, look at Dragon. Like you've never seen him do anything. No, he's done something, and that little choice made the series. So I think that going back and kind of holding the glue together on the world is great because it's still within those themes. And like now that we're in uncharted territory with like
Yeah.
what
I
happened
mean,
with the
it
Gut
really
Valley, what
shows how
happened,
the
like-
world as it exists currently is decadent and depraved and must be destroyed.
Mhm. And that this is all a flashback here, so I always like it when they pull in. Like that was one of my favorite parts of Wano, was getting to see Odin and Roger and all of that. So I always welcome these kind of lore dumps because we don't know if we'll ever get to see this again. So we might as well dig into this history so that once we're like in the battles and everything, we're in it. We're in the present. So I really like where it's been going. I want to get back to Elbaf. I think it's weird how we kind of have shifted so much, but
And I feel like I
great
say this
chapter.
every week, but I'm going to say it again. But I guess the more interesting thing about this to me is how it relates to the Straw Hats and their journey.
Yeah.
And we'll see that eventually. That's what excites me most.
And the differences in like the crews and how now kind of Rox's intention for why he's there is kind of shaping a lot of like, man, I don't know what's happening. So it's kind of like the whole cauldron's getting stirred up right before the final battle, and we got to see where it settles.
And like, Rox, you want to be king of this? Fuck is wrong with you, buddy?
What does it all mean? So yeah, man, the artwork, the pacing and everything, we're getting back to like some classic stuff where it's like, man, we're getting close to the end of the year. Could feel that
Oh, no,
up.
we
So
are. Or depending on your point of view, great.
Yeah.
Anything else, Anthony?
nah, man, that's just kind of I might dive in here and there, but that's just kind of the overall that I felt.
Steven, what were your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, it's such an odd chapter because like we kind of talked about in the in the recap, it's like half of it is like the most stomach churning material. Like we've seen atrocities in One Piece before. We've seen horribly tragic and sadistic events and things, but I don't know if we've ever seen them quite to this extent, where it's like it's not just the violence but also the juxtaposition of that with like the glee of the,
and they've turned it into a spectator sport.
Yeah, it's just it is so horrific in the way that it's shown, and from context that like it's not just that they're making a spectacle of this, but that also it's the people who are the most powerful people in the world, and there's like you can't even imagine how such an injustice could be rectified in the the world that we know in One Piece. And then you go from that to like here's the starting lineups for the Rocks Pirates and the Roger Pirates and blah blah blah, and you just have these like aura farming shots of all the crews like looking cool and getting ready to clash, and it is kind of a whiplash of tonal, inconsistency, I guess, from one part to the other.
Garp makes his dynamic entry.
Yeah, in Garp. It is kind of interesting to note, like the, I guess the uncomfortable situation that Garp resides in here, where like he's coming to the rescue of the other Marines who are trying to fight the pirates, but obviously they're doing so on the behalf of the Celestial Dragons. So it's kind of mixed feelings of seeing him show up. Like, yeah, we know Garp's great and everything, and we know that his heart is in the right place, but like, how will we get from this triumphant moment?
I mean, Garp has compassion for his subordinates, but not for civilians, apparently.
How will we get from this moment of Garp's triumphant entry to, his kind of disillusioned, his sullen state afterwards of having been kind of forced to, to work for the Celestial Dragons, and why he doesn't like to talk about it and stuff like that. So, I don't know. We got a lot, there's a lot of, impact panels here, but, obviously it's just kind of setting up the action for later. And, it's definitely a point where it's like, okay, there was a mutual friend of me and Alex's, I think, I feel like he posted like a picture of like, okay, this is the point where we're like tapping the wristwatch now of like, okay, like how long is this going to go? Like it has been going on for quite a while. And this just seems like a setup for more. Maybe Oda will do his usual thing where he just kind of like flash forward to here's the end, or here's the aftermath or something. Because I don't know how much longer he can continue to show it at this pace, but, it's like, okay, now we have a break. So 2 more weeks to wait, and how closer will we be to actually getting back to the present day in Elbaf when it returns? It's been a little while, so yeah, tough chapter to read for multiple reasons, I would say.
Yeah.
Ed, thoughts?
Yeah, it's the chapter. The best thing thematically for me in this was again highlighting the how disgusting the world government is, and the Celestial Dragons in particular, and seeing sort of Dragon's sort of ambivalence, and even how disgusted he is about it, and what he like, who actually raises Shanks, and does he give Shamrock back to his father, or what did he do? There's more to that. I don't know. But yes, I do love the showing the personalities, in particular of the Rocks Pirates. Like, I find that Gloriosa and I think Stussy very funny in this chapter. As we were talking about it then. But I do understand this sort of feeling about like, okay, what else do we have to show here? Do we have to see how Roger and Garp actually defeat Rox, and what are the actual goal? What's the actual goal here? And how does it affect Loki and Harold? This is ostensibly their story. That's why we got black borders and flashback going on. But overall, there's a lot to like in this chapter, and a lot to hate. A lot of characters to hate. Very hateable.
Very hateable chapter.
Yeah. But overall, I mean, I want to see what kind of resolution Oda has planned for this flashback as it is. It's intriguing. That's all I've really got to say.
Alex, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, this chapter is fine. I hate that one of these chapters is in a flashback, but this is a classic. All right, well, we have to kind of move the arc along a little bit chapter. Like, just it's not filler per se, because there's some important stuff that happens and some really like it was hard to read some of this stuff, especially like, you know, child murder. But like ultimately, I think this is a fine chapter, and I literally want to get to the fireworks factory already. Like, this is.
You read this and you're like, well, no one stand up for these civilians, these small folk.
Yeah, like really
maybe that's what Dragon wants to do. Maybe that's the whole point of the revolutionaries.
Yeah, maybe. I think maybe that this is like a. I'm not gonna retread everything I said last week and the week before that about, you know, our, you know, the why is this flashback within a flashback within a flashback. But the I did like seeing these pirate crews interact and stuff like that, and I do want to see them kind of like kick ass in the next chapter, but I also want to see this kind of move along already. I feel like we've already like this chapter kind of felt like, hey, let's set up some pieces, and I'm like, but these pieces have already been set up.
Was that last chapter where we basically, it was heavily implied that Wang Ji was the one who sold Shakky to the world government for this?
Almost 100%. And I
Yeah.
believe Wang Ji was the one that is defeated during Rocky Port. Right? That's why.
And he's banned from the bar.
Yes. Well, it doesn't matter. He's pretty much I think after this, he's pretty much the ruler of Pirate Island.
Yes.
At that point.
Right.
I
So
don't know. He turned it into a. I don't know. He turned into a Shake Shack.
Yeah.
Shake Shacky.
Damn.
Oh, that's
good.
That's good.
You just finished drawing Shakky races, and then you throw that in, Anthony.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So I guess I'm like now estimating like, oh, we still have like a little bit to go now. Still, like we have to see the rest of this incident, which can probably I'm guessing is going to take another 2 chapters at least. And then
I think you can definitely wrap it up in under 5 chapters.
Stop,
please.
And then we have to see the rest of Harold stuff, and then Loki's stuff. Like we have to,
and then it's finally back to the Straw Hats.
But is it though?
I don't even remember what the Straw Hats were doing.
No, then we have to see what's actually happening to everyone else on Elbaf. Then
remember Luffy? This is a story about Luffy.
And then we get to Luffy after the Straw Hats. So
I mean, I'm sure we're going to see Dragon and his father interact at some point in this flashback, because I guess, this flashback seems to be doing a lot of heavy lifting for many, many characters. I think I mentioned this last week. It's like almost like Oda said, fuck it, I'll just do them all in one go. That's what it seems like, which is fine, and I'm enjoying this for what it is. But just
I can imagine Dragon's like, Dad, you care about all these underlings, which is all your subordinates, but you don't care about the people that they've been assigned to kill, and you have to protect the people who are killing them.
Yeah, I don't know. Get to the fireworks factory already.
Steve.
I think my stuff is kind of going to be echoing what Alex said. I will say, coming out of this chapter, I didn't have too many negative thoughts about it. I think the constant lore and bloodline stuff, and it's been talked about. There's no reason for me to bring it up again. was souring me a little bit. I think, I'm arm in arm with some of my fellow co-hosts here, where I was like, yeah, I wasn't crazy about the previous chapters either for a few reasons. But this one, what I kind of like about it is like, yeah, we've seen a lot of this stuff in Kuma's flashback, but it was almost like it was almost like I'm sure there's a term for it, where it's not the full narrative. Like, oh, you only remember certain parts of it. So it's almost like, because we had a spread of all the Rocks pirates, but we were missing Silver Axe and Rocks. So now I kind of like how it's the same thing, and now it's kind of just all of a sudden Rocks is there. It's like, oh yeah, we're going to the island, and we're doing it for Shakky. So it's kind of entertaining that now we're kind of getting like almost like the complete version of it.
The Rashomon thing, yeah.
No, it's not even Rashomon. It's like, oh, I didn't really finish this. I didn't have a fully thought out idea, but now I do. So let's redo it.
It's weird. It's kind of like,
let's redo the
how
whole thing.
Like in this, speaking of Kuma's flashback, how we went back and we saw some old characters or just like anytime Oda, like, yeah, like maybe like throw the stuff and throw it bark Oda drew. Like one of the things I respect about Oda, though it does take up a lot of time, is he'll never reuse old panels. He always redraws it. Like, so I was get a kick out of that, and it kind of feels like this, but like the Kuma flashback is still so recent, so it almost feels like, oh yeah, this is him, it was like redrawing it again. But yeah, now we have, it's almost like we got all like, you started buying the Rocks Pirates action figures, but you didn't get all of them, so you're like, oh, I finally got Rocks, and he was hard to get because he was leader class, he was expensive, he was an expensive toy.
I finally got Catfish Man.
Yeah, but other than that, it is another moving the pieces into play chapter. While I'm not begrudging this chapter, I kind of think it's necessary because you're not going to put a little Marvel Comics Stanley excerpts like see chapter something to know what's going on here. True Believers, Excelsior to our previous volume.
Yes, I mean, it's interesting. Oda definitely doesn't subscribe to the Stan Lee rule of every chapter is somebody's first chapter or somebody's first comic book.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's no way in hell someone's going to be like, I think I'm going to give One Piece a shot. I'm going to start with chapter 1160. So I think it's not a terrible thing they redid this. I mean, and it's fun panels too, but I think I think for this flashback, it's important because if it just cut to, and now they're all fighting, and I'm like, wait, who again? So I don't hate it. Yeah.
Why?
Who, what, where, when, and why. I don't hate it, but I don't particularly like love it, but I don't have much grievances coming out of this chapter. I think, we talked about it earlier, just a lot of the death and like just like the just devaluing like these people, like they're treating them like they're not even human, was rough to see. And I think it was, it is kind of showing with One Piece. It's like, yeah, we're kind of getting to some really serious and some going against fighting against the world stuff. We got to see how deplorable these people are. You can't just blow up their ships anymore. It's
why Joy Boy has to exist.
Exactly. I think that's a good point. So I think the first half of the chapter was rough to get through. It's poignant as well, but I think we haven't seen too much of this rabbit hunt here. So kind of like just to goes to show, like, yeah, this is deplorable, and these people should be, I was gonna say ashamed. I'm like, they don't feel ashamed. They should be obliterated. And
no,
I just like that the God Valley incident is turning into someone's house party, but then the word got out too much. And then you got all these people showing up and they're punching holes in your drywall, and they're like, they're taking a shit in your
kissing
jacuzzi,
in the pool.
It's like that. Despite all that, I don't really have too much else to say, but I think, like, yeah, get it in the way. And I gotta admit, I think the Rocks Pirates spread is pretty cool. It's
fun. It's a lot of fun.
Big toothy grin on Whitebeard.
I still don't know why the fuck, like, who gives a shit about Silver Axe? Like, he just seems like I'm just gonna add this character for no reason.
I will say
who may or may not be related to Drake.
Create a wrestler I've ever seen.
I do like the fact that he is just a character who's supposed to give Shakky a hard time, and I'm fine with that. Because
it's really funny. Like,
it's a good,
I don't know,
it's a good dynamic. I feel
I like looking at.
That's just me. I like he's not. Is he the?
I like looking at
Sheik's,
but like Sheik's. No, that's Shanks. I like Sheiky's teeth there in the bottom of two. I just want to just take some floss and just go through the teeth there. It's just...
I had an idea about, like, I don't know. I guess this is probably the flashback. I think Steven, you might have said this, where we're going to see the Rocks pirates like really like split off from each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and
I mean,
like,
they were defeated in God Valley. That was the that was the cause of their breakup.
And I think that, like, you know, I look at Lin and Kaido, and Kaido's still like, "Hey, Lin, we're friends, right? Huh?" And I think, like, the catalyst is going to be like, she's going to be like, "Oh yeah, have this devil fruit," and it's going to turn him into a giant koi, and he's just going to be flopping around and shit. Because
shit, they did say she knew a secret
because you have to train
or something like that.
Like, you don't just get the dragon. I want him to look just like Kinemon in disguise from Dressrosa,
like a magic heart.
You mean Momonosuke?
No,
he could look like Momonosuke.
Kinemon. It was
at
Luffy
the beginning
in
of
the koi. The disguise.
Luffy in the
Kinemon.
You're
koi
right.
outfit.
You're right. I wish.
That would be that would be hysterical.
What if he turned?
Or he would look exactly like what Luffy thinks a merman.
That would be
like.
a great callback. Are you kidding? That, or he just looks like Oda.
And then
now that's fan service. Yeah, go ahead.
That would be very funny, but I feel like that's probably like, this is where he probably gets captured by the government and is experimented on by Saturn or whatever. Because we know he busts out of the lab or whatever with Alberto, right? Albert?
Yes. Langdon Albert.
Alberta? I think you mean, I think King's name is Saskatchewan.
There you go.
Thank you, Steven.
That would explain why the government then tried to recreate Kaido's devil fruit. So,
yeah.
It's I'm warming up to the Rocks Pirates. I like that. It's just like, this should not be. It's only gonna just like end in disaster. So I kind of like seeing it. But also, yeah, it's. I think also I want to chime in with the previous chapter, you know, with Rock saying like, "Oh, I gotta go in. I gotta get my family. I want my family back." I think he's. I think
the stand, Tom Jane.
Because there has to be some sort, like, I feel like Rock's, I don't know, this is maybe guessing here, but like I was under the impression of like Rox was such a bad dude, and he had to do he was potentially gonna do something so heinous that the Navy had to team up with the king of the pirates, or the future king of the pirates, to take him down. I don't know. I feel like, because you were talking about the confusion with, with Roxanne, you're too soft, and then they fired at Harold's ship. Like, I wonder if I could just tell him like, oh, I got to get my wife and my kid back, and Harold's like, all right, you do that, and then
I mean, that's definitely how you get to Harold. Like, that's how you tug.
Rox was like,
that's how you manipulate him.
I just want.
He's pretty easy to manipulate.
Hear me out here.
To be fair.
Because there's always been this weird air around Blackbeard. Like, he's mysterious and his body is weird.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if...
Yeah, weird body.
Is this some sort of Full Metal Alchemist 2003 thing where it's just...
I think we talked about this, right?
Yeah.
Where it's just like he's inhabiting a younger body.
We've talked about that a few times here.
Yeah.
I still think it's possible.
It's something. Like, I just think it's not so much he cares about his family. It's he's using them for something.
He wants to use them.
Because I think if it was just that, it's just like, why did, because right now it just feels like a rivalry between Roger and Rox, like Davy, Zebek, Viva La Sherman, Viva
it's
Zebek. I just think
go ahead.
like Rox has to be scheming something where you like Roger and Garp are like, we really got to put our differences aside right now and take this guy down. So,
well, what is it like? The best lies have a little truth in them. Like the
Yeah.
fact that he was revealing his ancient family name may have been a way to distract from the fact that he was lying.
There's
about
probably
the
some
rest.
truth to that. I don't think the Davy clan thing is made. Like I'm sure he's.
No.
I'm
We
sure
know that's
that's
true.
his real name,
Yeah.
Davy.
Yeah.
But I just
What a cool
I
name.
Yeah, I try to hide it too.
Oh,
Davy.
Davey.
I just think he's up to something. Yeah, he's up to something here.
I hope so. I see a lot of people online be like, "Oh man, Rox is
See,
actually a
that
good
kinda
guy.
just-
This is great. He should be the
No.
Pirate King, not Gold Roger.
Let your
He's the
let your
goat.
bad guys
He's
be bad
peak."
guys, you know.
Let me say also that Rox is very different from like the standard pirates of this age because his goal has nothing to do with the One Piece. It has nothing since actually this is pre looking
they
for the
don't-
One Piece age
Mhm.
even. But it's very different from the ordinary pirates that we've seen because his goal is to be king of the world and he has this very overarching plot like that it seems very similar to the kind that Blackbeard does and Blackbeard we recently learned his mission was also to be king of the world. So I like the FMA 2003 bullcrap kind of idea.
I hope Blackbeard still has
that
his
you
own
have,
identity, though. It's like it could just be.
Well, maybe Blackbeard has just. Oh well, they do have the thing that he never sleeps, so maybe he's like,
Yeah.
What's the Cavendish?
Rocks at night and teach during the day.
Yeah,
or
or
something.
like
Yeah,
the Cavendish
Hakuba.
Hakuba.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Could be.
yeah.
Oh, now that's interesting, Steven. Like
Dual
maybe that's a
personality.
yeah. There's a reason why Hakuba was even a thing. Sort of a like, hey, this is a thing that exists in the One Piece world. So
sympathize with Teach. Like I think I like that Teach is kind of
Well,
like.
Yeah.
I already have
I think-
now, unfortunately.
Well, what I
No,
like about
I-
Teach is
seeing him
him
as
and
a
Luffy are
scared
very
baby.
similar, but it just so happens
Yeah.
like they're kind of just light and dark. Pardon the phrase.
I don't
Yeah.
think Teach has never come across in the way that there's like an Arlong or a Hody Jones or I'm just trying to like or Doflamingo or
the problem is I don't
there's
sympathize
many of those
with
kind
any
of villains there
characters.
that
It's like and like
No,
it's
that's
a
the
shame
thing.
what happened to some of them. Maybe other than Doflamingo, maybe things could have been
Correct.
different for them. But
yes. But what I was going to say is that I don't think Blackbeard has ever evoked the emotions that those three have. Like I never have felt in the same way as those. Like I don't want to sympathize with those three, for example. But Blackbeard has an interesting personality beyond just he's not like seeping pure evil. He has like a character, like he is a bad dude. Absolutely. But unlike these celestial dragons, for example, he has like more dimensions to him that I don't really think that this is ruining anything about that character for me. I think for Blackbeard, 3 dimensions is not a bad thing. For Arlong, I feel like he works because he's a 2-dimensional. Even like Eneru, I feel like is another good example. Like he's a bad dude. That's all you got to know. And that's fine.
I don't want to
just
start
don't
having
think Blackbeard
sympathy
has
for
ever been
Eneru.
that for me.
It's just like, no, just let him be bad.
No.
He's a bad guy.
He's just a
Yeah.
psychopath.
I
He's
just don't want to
a
get to the
complete
point where it's
psychopath,
only the
which is
celestial
fine.
dragons are just like the black, like, or just like these are the bad guys.
They are.
I don't know. I don't want to like drag out this conversation for too long. I'm just saying, like, there's definitely, I think there's more than what it seems here, and I feel like we're hopefully past the part of setting up all the pieces. It's like it's like playing a board game that's very elaborate, and there's a lot of setup there, and you got to just like you got to hang tight. You're playing Mousetrap, and you got to set up all the pieces. But then, like, once that's done, then you could finally start playing. So I'm hoping once we come back, this is just pure mayhem in the best kind of way, in a true spectacle. So I'm feeling better coming out of this chapter than some of the previous ones. That's it.
Anything else? I'll try and make it quick, though there's a lot I want to say, but I'll try and make it quick. I agree with what's been said, and I also disagree with what's been said in that I also feel like we've gotten, what is it, Alex, you said like 5 chapters of setup of this God Valley.
Yeah.
But at this point, we're like invested. I do want to see the rest of this. Like, at this point, give me all you got, Oda. If it's too much, I'll complain about it at the end, but tell me now. And I am such a broken record with this, but like the weekly experience is never, isn't the optimal way to like enjoy it at durationally. Like we mentioned that, oh, and there's a week break coming up, and like, yeah, but I don't think Oda's really caring about that. I think at this point he's like, I'm going to tell this story because I want to tell this story. So that's true, but also, yeah, I want to get to the fireworks factory. I do agree with that. But I think we're just about there. It feels like we are. I agree with Steve. I thought the Rocks Pirate stuff was cool. It was a real whiplash of a chapter. Like we talked about this a lot, but I think the stuff in the first half is some of the, like, Alex, I don't know if you agree, but like it definitely feels like the most stomach churning stuff I've seen or have read in the series.
Yeah, I mean it's
saying
it's
something
like,
for One Piece.
There's obviously like, a reason why there's only like a couple panels worth. It's pretty hard to watch, hard to read, whatever.
But I also get why it's there and why it's important. And
no.
Yeah.
Me too. I get it.
Like
We
were talking about the Emmys and Dan Gilroy. We have to mention when there's an award show. We've reported on that live. From Andor winning that, and I was just
that's true. Yeah.
Not to spoil Andor too much, but please watch season 2 if you're listening. But they do the stomach churning, but like gripping kind of thing so well. It like is a good way to remind you of why it's important to see in media like these things that do happen in like their full, or as much as a comic could in this case, like their full horror. The scene particularly, the one that Alex that you concluded with what's his name, Jeff Bridges, not really Jeff Bridges, Summers was like beyond heartbreaking for me. But all of these atrocities are happening in the real world in different ways, certainly, but the taking advantage and stepping over both the rights and lives of people without choice is just like, it like hits extra home with even what we were talking about at the top of the show. Like, we talk about whether Oda is aware of the political things that he's saying, but it just feels very, very real and prescient to see these sorts of things, which make it extra stomach churning for me personally, subjectively. Which again is not bad. That's what fiction is supposed to do. I think like good fiction mirrors the things in real life, like puts them on a grander or more outlandish scale and presents them to you in a either digestible or very hard to digest way. And I think that was pretty well done. It is such whiplash then that we do get like the cool rollout of all of these characters in the second half of this chapter. It's like 2 very good chapters for 2 very different reasons, with no real transition. But like I get why it's done. Like I don't know. I did want to correct myself from earlier. So the part after Dragon tranquilizes the guy is actually in the Kuma flashback. There's like a whole back and forth with Ivankov and Ginny and Kuma that go on after that, and you never see Dragon. So there's the conclusion to that. I have to say, of the recent batch, and I'll end here, of the recent batch of like flashback chapters, this was the most affecting since the Loki climbing the mountain part.
The tree.
Well, sure.
A tree, I always forget. It's a tree. It looks like a mountain because it's gigantic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I mean like emotionally resonant, which is, you know, what I look for in a flashback personally. I will not rehash my qualms with the structure of this flashback because I've said it. So I'm just going to try and go along for the ride at this point and see where things end up and maybe give my 2 cents after we round off. I do want to mention, though, that remember these Holy Knights of God who look, you know, the way they look here, they're probably aging significantly after this. So, Evil Robin will look like Evil Olvia at the end of this. And that's the important takeaway here. Unless they don't age. You want Evil Olvia? Genocidal Olvia? Yeah, and I think I forgot who mentioned the Shamrock thing. Like, how do they get separated? I'm very interested in seeing that.
Yeah, that could be really good.
I'm like, the thing is, yes, we know a lot of the main points of what happened, but there are some really big question marks. Steve, I think, just like, credit to you, like, hit on a lot of the points that have been in like the back of my mind that I haven't really been able to elaborate on. But also like how the pieces on the board end up where they do. Why is Rox the big like baddie that Roger and Garp have to team up against, or vice versa? Why is that, you know, the result of all of this, like, you know, human hunting and all of that? I really enjoyed this chapter, structural qualms aside. I think this is up there for me for the flashback so far. Adding only, I am very curious. I please pay attention how people do cover this one. I like, this isn't to put shade on anyone. I'm just like, I'm personally curious how people will discuss some like really deep and dark stuff in the first half of this chapter while simultaneously having to discuss the here's the lineup, you know, like, it's just, they're
But Zach,
so dissonant.
it's peak.
That's kind of what I mean, like, because half of the chapter really appeals to that, and like, I totally get it, but the other half of the chapter is dark as shit. So like, how do you reconcile that as anyone, as a reader or as a commentator? It's difficult. Any other thoughts?
There's balance.
Hey, I'll leave it there with that challenge.
The force.
There's balance. Yeah. Let's take a break and we'll come back with the next segment. Welcome to Ken Burns's The Piece Together segment, where we go through questions, comments, and theories. That's all I got. First segment comes from our Patreon subscribers. And Alex, what do we call it?
Dispiece.
Our first dispiecer is Big Mike, who says, "Hey, OPP, I have a theory about Dragon's powers. Throughout the series, it's hinted that he has some sort of wind ability, so my theory is that Dragon's wind powers are really his farts that he's embedding with Haki. And the reason he doesn't look much like Luffy or Garp is because that is the face he's making from holding in his farts all the time."
Oh, shit. No pun
Start the
intended.
SBS. That's great.
That's one of our best questions we've ever gotten. Yeah, I
love the wrong answers only ones.
Yeah, me too.
Sailor Karna says, "Hey OPP, in lieu of recent events, do you think the story will change? Similar to Pell's death and resurrection, I'm starting to think that the reason we're getting the God Valley info is because what is happening in our world."
Well, sadly, there's never really any short. You're never short of options to draw inspiration from with whatever's happening in the world at any given time.
Yeah. I wonder, like we mentioned, like whether Oda had a full idea of what was going to happen at God Valley. I think he's had one for a long time, at least the bullet points. And the Celestial Dragon behavior is kind of par for their course. Like,
he's been consistent with that
since 2009 or 8, whenever we're first introduced to them.
Yeah, I don't think that it has anything to do with like current events. I don't think that that's how Oda operates.
Right.
Yeah, it's,
if anything, it might have to do with historical events, like we talked about Hody Jones and Fishman Island. That he definitely drew inspiration from past events for that.
I mean, like, if you read a history book, these things are cyclical. These things happen all the time.
That's the problem.
If anything, I think Oda would feel like he would feel self-conscious about being a hack if he was like, oh, this is the thing everyone's talking about this week. Let me draw it in my manga. I think he would be like, oh my God, what am I doing? If he caught himself doing that. Yeah.
No, he would never. Yeah, you're right. And you know what? If anything, I mean, I'm not. We talked about this a little at the beginning and now, but and in the manga, but like with what's going on with One Piece and how it's being used as like a symbol of freedom around the world, like I wonder if anything he would be going in the other direction. I feel like Oda would be like scared. Like there's a very like imagine your, for good or for bad, imagine your work being, used in that sort of way is probably pretty surreal for him. I don't know. I can't. I'm trying to put.
It's like you don't want to see. You don't want to see Luffy become like the next Pepe.
Like kind of that, or
I mean, we're on our way a little bit, and I don't like that.
No, me neither.
Aspect of it.
Calvin pissing on something on the back of a truck. Oh, poor Calvin.
That's just for people who just like, I don't like this sports team. Boo,
Yeah, boy, I hate Mazdas.
Yeah. Boy, I hate Mazdas.
Boy, do I say that a lot. Go ahead.
No, I think the reason that we're getting the God Valley info now is because we're trying to wrap up the story, and I think there's a lot here that needs to be on the table in the main story without us having to keep going back to flashbacks in order to tell it fully. And I think that he's just sort of saying like, hey, I know we're in the Herald and Loki flashback, but let me just put this on the table. I should have done this ages ago. That way the current story can sort of fly without any like treading of any flashbacks. Right. I think that's probably from a narrative point of view why we're doing God Valley now.
All right, so we've gone from farts to current events. What is our next question about?
Well, how Stelly got his Goa back says, hey, hello, my fellow plates of veggies. Man, the Celestial Dragon infuriated me in this chapter, but it got me thinking. Oda likes to draw from wells of history for when he mirrors atrocities in the world. Are there an equivalent for the Celestial Dragons in our world? People the government would want to protect at all costs and severely punish those who manage to harm them. Curious to know your thoughts as always. Have a good week.
Wow. Similar to the last one. Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, I think you already.
The cyclical nature of things.
Yeah, like again, and I think how Stelly got his Goa back. You sort of answered your own question. I think
you did. Yeah.
Because those people do exist in this world.
They do. The one thing, and I think the one thing is
that's all I'm going to say about it on Mike.
Well, we've talked about ice. The ice cubes are delicious to eat. If they're listening for some reason. What I was gonna say though is that unfortunately I think the the bigger thing is for the reader, like the real world stuff is just really upfront for us, so it's a lot more obvious. Like at this moment, like this stuff has always existed in history and it's always existed in One Piece, but the world hasn't been. I mean, there's always stuff going on somewhere, but like depending on where you are and what you're experiencing, it's less or more in front of mind, I think. Yeah,
I just think, well, it's more like, yeah, the stuff has always been happening, but now it's just we have more. It's more accessible to see.
Yeah,
to
that's
view.
a good point.
So
Yeah.
Get off of social media. Go ahead.
Yeah, get out, please do it.
Please.
Social media is poison.
Yes.
Drawcram finally makes their move. Says, I like Dragon, I see. Ahoy OPP, banger chapter as always. Love how chaotic it all was and seeing the pieces get put on the board for what's to come. And great to see Dragon be a proactive character. My dispiece last week was correct. My question for this week is, what do you think the names are of all of the Holy Knights? Be as creative as you like. Have a banger week.
Oh, that's a good question.
Garmanarnar.
Is this a wrong answer?
A hole in the wall where the men can see it all. I think I'm gonna name the one lady who might be related to Killingham, Vitina, because she kind of looks like Vito.
The
Yes. See?
the Schmoozeldorfs.
The Schmoozeldorfs.
That's the big
Is
guy.
that just who is that? Who's the Schmoozeldorf?
I don't know. It's the lady that looks like Robin.
I'm gonna say right now. So the one with
the big guy in the back is Sully Sullenberger. What's the name of
the Miracle on the Hudson pilot?
No. I was thinking of the Monsters Inc. character, Sully Sullenberger. What's his name? Sully. It's just
Sully. You're adding the last name. I want to. So for the one who's the cow head skeleton looking really badass, should have a really boring name like Gary or
Smith.
Davey.
Gary.
Yeah, Smith.
Davey.
Or no, it just should be something like boring, kind of like normal, like Steve.
Hunter.
Garth.
Hunter. That's too cool.
Name it like someone's like I was gonna say old, but I feel like these characters still made like someone's fan character for like evil Saiyan that shows up post Buu Saga and like kills Chi-Chi or something, or Videl to make characters mad. Like,
what's the
like
most badass vegetable?
Put like they don't name after vegetables. They just put like an X in front of their name and like Zearon.
No, dude, that's Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah,
That's Zabak.
Yeah, I was about to say that is Kingdom Hearts too, but it's a Saiyan, but they're evil.
So the
Evil Saiyan.
evil Robin / evil Olvia would be, I guess, Olvia backwards. So that's Alvilo. That kind of sounds like a name.
Olive.
he's probably gonna call the hot lady like Rose because she has a flower name because she's from Amazon Lily secretly or some shit like that. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
stupid.
probably.
Oh, I don't like that, Steven.
Her name's Oliver. Oliver Close Off.
Oh no, that's Gunko's like alternate title.
Yeah. Gunko's name is Oliver Pants Off. That's a real name.
I'm gonna write that down. I know it's too late. I'm writing
Olive
it down.
R Pants Off.
Oliver R, is that R the inverse of the D thing?
It sure is. It stands for, I don't know, whatever, who cares?
Written down,
yeah,
it looks like a real name. Go ahead.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks, Cram. We will have a banger week. Rox's first wife, Natch, says, "Hey, look, Blackbeard's mom has stupid hair too. Do you think the reason he wears a hat is because he inherited his parents' spiky anime hair? After all, he had to be hiding his lineage if the government was willing to make him a warlord. Just like they probably wouldn't have offered Ace a spot if they knew he was the son of Roger. Surely they wouldn't offer a spot on the government-sanctioned pirate squad to someone who is close to Roger Rocks or, say, a certain clown. That would be hypocritical."
Shit, that's a good point about Ace, actually. Like, we were talking about how stupid it is that they look alike and that no one realized that. Maybe, you know what? Maybe Emu is face blind. Maybe that's what it is.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's incredibly dumb. But maybe it's more of a like, well, it's better to have this person on our side than against us. So
I think
we don't have another God Valley incident.
Yeah, it's just that like everybody involved, like it's like they don't want to be like accidentally racist or something and assume that like because they look alike they're related. And
yeah, like how Ed called Roger or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Maybe this is a moment for me to kind of bring up something that's kind of related to the previous chapters, because with the whole like. I'm surprised that Oda revealed his hand so quickly that Rox was Blackbeard's father. I just thought like that could have been a really cool story beat instead of just like a piece of text.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if a part of it was just maybe Oda just knew. I'm like, everyone's gonna immediately clock that he looks like Blackbeard. And
you didn't have to draw him like that.
He did
every week. Yeah, true. I don't know. He's an artist. He's got his artistic voice. But like every week is probably constantly people be like, "Oh, son of Blackbeard, what's he gonna do?" So maybe Oda was just like, "Let me just get out of the way," because I just thought I'm like, I don't know, what cooler, like what would have been better? Like what better time to reveal that he's the son of Blackbeard than during God Valley, where it's just he's all of a sudden like we find like a young Teach and he's saving them. That's why I think there's more to Rox here. Like he's cooking up something devious, because it's like Oda's like, oh, absolutely. if you were losing your mind over the reveal that he's Teach's father, just you wait. And I realize I've been drawing on camera the whole time.
No, do not. I want to see it.
All right.
Wow.
Because I'm like, why am I looking at the corner of my screen? And I realize I'm like,
I want to
number 5.
I want to add. I actually think Rox has been looking
What's
a little
wrong with your face?
A little less like Blackbeard lately. Like
No.
I
think that's wishful thinking.
I have to look up pictures. Of
he looks so much like Blackbeard.
No, I know he looks a lot. I'm trying. Maybe I'm just being.
Well, I think it'd be kind of funny if like. So Teach right now currently doesn't really look a whole lot like Blackbeard because he has tiny nose. But what if when he
what are you talking about? His nose is huge.
No, when he gets baby Teach. When he gets absorbed by Rox or whatever and goes FMA 2003, his nose starts getting bigger and bigger like as he gets older.
Like a Pinocchio, except for evil.
His face just turns into Rox's face. It's not that Rox looks like Teach, it's that Teach looks like Rox. Whoa, mind blown.
I have to look up pictures of Teach here.
Well, you can't say before a child is born, it's like, want to know who you look like? Your son.
I mean, yeah. All right, next one. Vegapunk's hairstylist, who says, "Ahoy OPP. In the cover story, I no longer see the Jolly Roger in the Flower Capital. Can't wait for Yamato to return in volume 100 of his pilgrimage." Anyway, anywho, God Valley Part 2, Electric Boogaloo, baby. Love that we're getting more and more dialogue. Dragon taking down dragons, full Davy crew, and our man Garp coming in to remind us why he's the legend. Can't wait for the next exciting chapter. Y'all keep doing the Lord's work and making one of the best podcasts ever.
Wow.
Love you all. Now that's what I call a compliment. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
We don't get that enough.
Yeah,
compliments.
We know in this day and age you have many podcasts to choose from.
That's true.
I guess Wano didn't really care about the Straw Hats after all, taking down the flag.
Unless somebody's there already who took down the flag, whose name is probably Kaido and Big Mom.
I more likely they forgot.
With the same energy of a parent storming in your bedroom and be like, "Take this off your wall."
This says parental advisory. And I'm advising. We have one last diss piece before we move on to our next piece together segment, and that is from Sheepman, who says, "Howdy OPP. Ski bop 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 bop. I'm the sheep man." Sorry, I had to do that. Where do you guys think Dragon grabbed a marker from to mark the treasure chest with Shanks and Shamrock's names on it? How else could Shanks have kept his birth name given by his mother?
Oh my god.
Just food for thought. Have a swell week, everyone.
I often think about those things because that is not the first time I feel like that sort of thing has happened. Like, how did you know the name? Am I wrong? I feel like that's happened before in One Piece.
Well, I think that
Yeah.
like so you know, I guess Shanks like eventually goes back to the Holy Land, and that's when he would find out his name. But I'm pretty sure they still call him Shanks when he's a cabin boy on Gold Roger's crew. So
Yeah.
geez, Oda.
Did
Really
Something I
beefed
forgot
that
to,
one.
something I forgot to ask during the manga recap is, do you think that the mother is part of the Davy clan?
I don't know.
Like, are the God Valley residents? No, the God Valley residents aren't Davy clan because like the Davy.
No,
Because
some
otherwise,
of
Right.
them are.
a few?
Okay.
Yeah, like they've
I
hidden themselves there.
I
Yeah.
kind of wonder if this lady is, you know, I hate this. I hate to say it. Is Shanks a secret D? You know,
Probably.
and he kind of.
Well,
And I can't help but wonder if him taking or him going to Windmill Village and meeting Luffy is somehow some sort of debt to Dragon.
that's what I said.
But then
last episode.
Shamrock would
Hmm.
also have all of those qualities. Is the thing to
I think only one of them got away. I think Shanks is the
Yeah, Shanks.
I think somehow they're gonna end up in the treasure chests, and the Roger pirates get the Shanks chest, and Garling's like, well, at least I got a prize out of this. And you guys talked about it's like, oh, it's my son.
That's what we did last week.
Yeah,
Same-
I was saying you guys talked
Okay,
about
yeah.
this last.
Do you think
Now-
do you think she told Dragon, she's like, okay, this one is Shanks, he's the good one, Shamrock is the evil one?
I sure hope so. They're like Bart
Shamrock.
and Hugo. Shamrock
Yeah,
keeps
yeah.
hitting Shanks.
Yes, dude. Oh my God, Jesus Christ! I was about to say like Shanks.
We've
Yeah,
mentioned
Shamrock.
this several times on the show.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
smell.
put Shamrock in the attic so you can make a pigeon rat.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Is that
Yeah,
season 10?
No,
Or
9, I think.
I think it's
Nine?
8.
it was
Eight
I
or
thought it was
9, yeah.
later. Okay. Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Not season 10 for sure. So I think that like it's very possible that they have like, I don't know, little medallions with their names on them, like Lone Star, or maybe they have like onesies that have their names on them.
Oh, there you
Because
go.
I feel like, yeah, I don't know. But as for if Shanks is a secret D, then that means Shamrock is a secret D, and maybe that's the reason why Fingerland
Garlic.
Garlic decided to kill her because he didn't want people knowing that he
No, I feel like
did the D.
I feel like he was just like, you're worthless. I'm gonna be killing you anyway soon.
Sure.
Maybe I'm doing you a favor here.
Maybe it was just as shallow as like, you're hot.
But
It's like, I'm pregnant with your child.
why didn't he take the kids after he killed her?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Or did she like get away and then something was like happening?
He's a deadbeat dad.
No, I know
Yeah,
that.
He's the real bad dad of One Piece.
Mhm.
He also looks like an idiot.
Um,
I can't emphasize enough how stupid he
Okay.
looks. Yeah.
No. So Zach, I want to call you out on this because I don't. You can't say that his hair looks really fucking stupid all the time and just forget about every single One Piece character that has stupid hair, like hero look.
Oh, it's not
or
just
white
his hair.
beard.
It isn't just his hair. It's the whole shebang.
No, but I
Um,
mean, what I'm saying is you're judging his haircut based on the fact that he's a shitty person. Those two
No,
things should
I'm-
be separate.
I'm saying both. And not just the haircut. It's the whole thing. It's like, it's that he thinks he looks cool. That's the thing. It's that he exudes that he's supposed to be cool. And that a lot of other people reading probably do think he looks cool. But not
He's
only is he
also a
shitty,
bad guy.
Yeah, but,
like,
but
Yeah,
not
he's
only
a
that,
Bad guy.
yeah, but he
this is
also
what we were
looks
talking about
like an
earlier.
idiot.
It's like we don't
both.
want to sympathize
No.
with the worst
Gunko
people.
too. Yeah, we've talked about like I like Gunko.
You know, Buggy
looking...
has really stupid hair. Have you seen those sideburns? They're crazy.
Okay, I did my hot take last week on that, but the Gunko like has a cool outfit here, but she's a gigantically terrible person. I don't have any words to convey that. Yeah.
My opinion on Gunko is going to depend solely on whatever her affiliation with Brooke is.
Yes, agreed. I think her power is still stupid, but less stupid than I think a lot of you guys think it is. But
No, I think it's a pretty dumb power.
yeah, it's a JoJo's
yeah,
power. That's all.
Anyway, that does it for this piece.
Do we have anything on the subreddit Archipelago?
Yes, we do.
Steven?
We have a few.
We should probably do a few others. Yeah.
We got the hot take of the episode from Born to Boil over on the subreddit Archipelago. This is at www.reddit.com/r/OnePiecePodcast. Born to Boil says, I don't think I've ever been this bored with One Piece. How is Rocks, Shakky, and God Valley important for Harold? He's shoehorned into his own flashback, and the God Valley is not even told from his point of view. I don't like it. Elbaf is probably the best One Piece has been in years, but this flashback really doesn't work. Flashbacks used to be about a single event that defined the main character. The last 3 big flashbacks have been more about cameos and fan service, and it is just frustrating to read.
Wow. It's almost like Alex was right.
What?
That's what Alex has been saying, is what he's saying, right?
Yeah.
That is a very, like, that sounds like
Many Alexes are saying this.
Many Alexes.
Mm-hmm.
I agree, and I am trying to enjoy the ride.
Yeah, at this point, I said my piece, and I'm just like, okay, whatever, let's just enjoy this,
Yeah.
because there's no getting off of it.
I just think we're in a different place in the story, and we mentioned this, and look, I have lots of qualms with it. Like, I completely empathize and maybe agree with a lot of that, but I want to see where it ends up before, like, I have a
Sure.
I'm gonna reserve my thoughts to the end.
All right. Black Northwind says, hello, OPP. I remember writing this one, but I will write it again. How likely is it going to be that Gunko's arrow powers don't work on Zoro? We could see the return of the Eneru level reaction phase. I do think it would be really funny if that
would be
blew
funny.
off. If that blew off her bandages and you actually saw her face.
Hashtag Zoro kills
Stick your
Gunko.
tongue out.
ZKG. Yeah. Oh, don't write a sound effect or something, Steven. That's
right. Yeah, Stephen Paul did this intentionally. Also, crazy idea, but maybe Brooks' music charged with his soul power might drive Imu's power away from Gunko, or even crazier, put so much fear on killing him's created nightmares that they all lose the will to fight. Have a nice day. Yeah, that'd be interesting.
I'm watching Steve draw the image, and I did not know the nostril actually was in the picture he was drawing. Everyone could see this on our website at this point, so I don't feel bad about saying it. But Jesus Christ, he's doing that part now. Patreon.com/OnePiecePodcast if you want to see the sketches. Yeah. I don't have anything else to say about that. Yeah.
All right, our last one on Reddit is from Emil Nordpol, who says, repost from last week. Hey, OPP, I'd like to contribute to your discussion from 2 or now 3 weeks ago about how fast to ideally read One Piece. Whenever a new manga volume drops, One Piece or any other series, I read 1 chapter of it a day, which I feel is the perfect balance between steady progress and having a little time for each chapter to resonate. Imagine starting One Piece now and having at least 3.2 years of daily chapters ahead of you, without even counting the new chapters that come out while you're reading.
Steven, I feel like the way you do it in your rereads
three chapters is like the sweet spot for me.
I don't have that kind of control. Like, that's good for you and for this person, but I don't.
Yeah, that's a good amount where it's not too long, but it's still a decent chunk every day, and you can do it in now it's a little over a year, but
someday I hope to follow in your footsteps.
That's another option.
Just time. I don't know. I got to read other manga. I can't just be a One Piece guy.
I think we've already made our
bet. Yeah, kind of.
And now we have to sleep in it.
It's so funny just running into people on events to be like, so I've been catching up with One Piece, and I'm like, you picked the good person, the right person to talk to.
Anything else, Steven?
That's all for Reddit.
So we're gonna go to emails. Can someone do our
email?
Strong start. Yeah, strong bad.
Email.
Steve.
Good. Great and good.
Wow.
Volleyball tournament.
Okay, there it is. Teen Girl Squad. Daddy Longlegs the father says, "How did you know? After all these years, you found out my real name. 2 weeks ago in an email, I brought up the supposed voicemail episode that never came to be. It's no coincidence that Piece Together has been shorter ever since. I'm not Daddy Longlegs the father. I'm Davy Longlegs the father." No, wait. No.
God.
That joke doesn't work. I'm reading their thing. "No matter, my people have been oppressed for too long. Reveal the messages sent by the listeners. Uncover the truth of the void mails. Sincerely, Davy Longlegs the father. Disclaimer, I did not leave a voicemail. I do have them all saved. I forgot about them during the last break where we could have done them. They will come. I am not purposely squashing them. We have them. And not just the one Alex left us, which we've already played. Or I'm sorry, not Alex. Someone who just sounds like him. That's it. That's the only email. I just want to read that. You could always send us emails at onepiecepodcast@gmail.com. But we also have Blue Sky, only a few. I'll go through these quick. Ice Fisher Tenacity says, with the reveal of the Bavette family, do you think Oda plans to reveal all 19 of Mary Joa's family names in the main story, or leave a few for the SBS? Also, which holy family name do you like the best so far? Which Nazi do you enjoy? That's what that feels like.
Who's your favorite?
Hey,
Yeah.
what do you think the next chapter?
Which
what do you think
fascist
the next
through
chapter is going to
history?
be?
That is no offense to this person. It's just like it feels like but like I get the importance to the story about the 19 names because it's about who the 19 families are. I guess I'll rephrase this question. Do you think besides the Doflamingo family, are we going to, or Don Quixote? What was the last name? Don Quixote, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, do you think there's any other surnames or families that we've already heard in the story that you would think might show up? Or I'll just put that thought in people's heads listening.
Yeah. Which Corey is your favorite? That's kind of how it
Patrick
feels.
or Trick the TM says, from last week, I know the scale of the blueprints are off, but do you think the original giant Galila were the creators of Pluton's blueprints handed down by the Water 7 shipwrights?
Yes.
Sure. Yeah, why not?
Looks like a fish. Whose now I'm skeptical. Whose Blue Sky handle is Chinese government bot says this is a completely normal question though, so now I'm really confused. Was anyone expecting Dragon/revolutionary origin story in the flashback story? Well, Chinese government.
No, can't say that I did.
I just wonder what little Loki thinks of all this.
Yeah. AJ.
I didn't even expect to see Rox in the flashback. I thought we were going to see him like in the modern day as like, oh, he's still alive or whatever. But I mean, it makes sense. But
AJ Kozlowski says, y'all kind of joked recently about Frankie being a D, but what if cut D Flam? John Kleckner says, this has been a hell of a 3 minutes. Who taught Loki how to count? Doflamingo? Trick the TM also responded Frieza. Which is true in the anime, but in the manga, those chapters read quick. Like, not unreasonable.
I mean, it always goes quick, and Toriyama knows how to pace his
he is. I would have been pissed reading those weekly, though, I feel like. But
yeah, especially because they're shorter.
Yeah, but, I mean, it's so good, but also, like, oh my god. Pick up the pace. If I were weekly, I mean, I probably would have been driven nuts. I think that is it for Piece Together. Why don't we round off I was just confirming. Why don't we round off the show? that all Simba?
Yes, that was all.
Okay, because I'm like, wow, I heard a cacophony there.
I didn't hear him at all.
Oh, I belched.
I didn't hear that.
No, I didn't hear that. This has been the One Piece Podcast, episode 884 for September 15th, 2025.
Thank you again, gentlemen. I always love coming on here, chatting with this.
Always love
Always a
having you.
great time, man. Any time, man. I'd love
Oh
doing
yeah,
it.
do you have any social media you want to promote or where you want people to interact with you?
My Insta, Anthony Bowling VA. That's what the kids are doing, I guess. You can look for me on. Don't look for me on X. It's
No.
it's a battlefield there. That's no one needs to go there anymore
Don't call
right
it
now.
that.
But
yeah. Or at all.
Yeah, or at all. Don't even mention it. But yeah, Insta and yeah, that's pretty much what we've been doing. So
Awesome.
Thanks, Anthony. A few housekeeping notes here. First, if you subscribe to us on Patreon, not only do you get the episode images, the sketches, the alternate titles, alternate art, but you also, if you are subscribing to us at $12 or up per month, you get to be part of our not free, you get to be part of our sticker of the month crew. I just said $12 or up. You get to be part of our sticker of the month crew. We've done already for July. The initial members got to get the Loki in God. This
Here, Zach, I'll step in.
Yes.
Steve.
Hey, everybody.
Please,
Help.
please.
Thank you so much for signing up for this tier so far. Been a little bit hiccups. It's a new thing. I know some people have not gotten some Loki stickers. Some have been in contact with me, and you'll get those with the August stickers, which I ordered and they showed up real quick. So we're gonna start mailing those out. But here's the thing: there's some people who've even contacted me saying they've added their shipping address to their Patreon account. Some of you still don't have your shipping addresses attached to your Patreon account. If you do not have that, you will not get these stickers. So please make sure that you have that listed so we could get these to you. As for our September poll, I posted that last week, and it is going to like around 8 a.m. Pacific time on Wednesday. The poll will close, and that is between either our double fisting margarita Gabon design or Kaku on a pennyworthing. Was that what it was?
Yeah, it was
Penny
Kaku
farthing.
Penny Farthing.
Penny farthing. Sorry,
But
Penny
you
farthing.
also-
Pennyworth is Alfred's name.
You also missed
Penny
out
worthing.
on saying so that
He's
the
riding a butler.
you didn't say the episode title, which was the one Sungwon was on for the one with Gabon.
No, because I wanted to get the poll out there.
No, no, no.
And I had to work.
I know.
So I was
just
not about to hot link all the images.
No, I didn't want you to. I just really like the title being Schmopo Gabon and Schmargaritaville. It's one of my favorite titles of the year. So for that reason alone.
So as soon as that poll closes, and it's kind of neck and neck, and I think for the most part, all of the patrons who are signed up for those tiers have voted. So if you have not yet, you better go check that out before that poll closes. And once it does, we'll order that.
If you need a tiebreaker, I will vote for the Gabon one.
Yeah.
Well, you got to sign up for our Patreon.
What?
But I also with the
He
Dorian
is the
Brody
Patreon.
one, if you're a patron and you're in the Grand Fleet discussion the channel in our Discord, I posted I went and like added more artwork to the Dorian Brody design, so it's like a nice complete illustration. So I did fit that in, but yeah, a lot of life things happening right now, so I apologize for those that haven't got their stickers yet. But also, yeah, if you haven't gotten anything, please contact us. Just send us a DM on Patreon, even send me a message. We'll do our best to make sure you got it, but make sure your address is listed, and also make sure you're actually on the right tier. That is all. Thank you so much for your support so far. Looking forward to getting more of these out.
And gigantic thanks, obviously, to Steve and Vero for working behind the scenes with all of that, and in front of the scenes, and in the scenes. So yeah, please, if you don't follow Steve or his artwork or ProZD plays games or at conventions or
Are you doing this so I don't have to do a sign off?
I guess you don't. I'm already doing it for you, but please do. If my endorsement means anything. Steven, where can people find you?
I am over on Blue Sky at stephenpaul.bsky.social. We will have, or actually, okay, before I mention this, I will say again, I have a new series out on Viz called Kurumizawa's Folly. Yeah, second chapter just came out.
It's already like 100 something, like just the two chapters are like 130, 20 something pages.
Yes, right? Yeah, it's you got plenty to read if you are interested, and it is a pretty cool and kind of strangely set in time. It's a period piece in certain ways, and very, very interesting premise for that one. That is on the Shonen Jump. It's a Jump Plus series, so it is found on the Shonen Jump, the lineup there, and on Manga Plus. So do check that out. Also, as you may have noticed or heard us mention on the show, there is no chapter next week. And so me and Greg will be recording our SGS for your episode next week. So if you would like to send in any questions for us to answer, you can do so. If you are a Patreon member, there is a SGS channel on the Discord, or I will check on Twitter and on Blue Sky on the hashtag SGS Sensei. No punctuation, just SGS Sensei. So put your questions there. Get them in now, and hopefully we'll have a nice crop to go over on the show next week.
And for those who, for some reason, don't listen to the SGS, you are missing out on some of the best podcasting that exists, particularly about One Piece. Steven and Greg are uniquely qualified to talk about One Piece and are always filled with amazing anecdotes, both related and unrelated to One Piece.
Yes,
so please,
especially unrelated. Yes.
Especially unrelated. If you want to hear about roaches or gyms or
throwing up,
what else? Yeah. Throwing up, or whatever else, you could check that out. Every off week except for some of them. Alex, where can people find you?
Find me on Blue Sky at !bisky. And fuck ice.
I like your new sign off, Alex. It's well done. Steve, anything else you want to plug that I haven't plugged for you?
I'll also say fuck ice.
Okay. So
poser. I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah. Let's not build a community.
I can't beat that. You can follow us at OnePiecePodcast.com, Patreon.com/OnePiecePodcast. One Piece Podcast, wherever you get your podcasts, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Fuck ice. What else am I missing? You could. So as we mentioned, SGS next week. The following week, I just want to confirm here live.
I think that's when you will not be on.
I'm not going to be on next week, but that's an SGS, so that works out.
Okay.
Yeah, so 21st. Yeah, 22nd. Yeah. We have Chris returning the following week. Chris Dobbins. Excited to have them on. And I think for 1161, I think that's everything. So for the One Piece Podcast, my name is Zach.
My name is Steve.
And my name is Alex.
There he is.
Fuck ice.
And fuck ice.
Fuck ice, everybody.
I didn't want to be the only one I left out. Yeah.
There
you go.